think we're on. Hello everybody. Welcome to our live stream. Okay, we're on. I just gotta make sure that this is public. We're all good.
Why not? There's no sound. The sound gauge is not working.
The sound? Yeah, it's working right there.
Yeah? I know.
Yeah.
See when I'm
I'm gonna. Ooh, Justin's on. Hey, what's up, Busty? Oh, okay. Yeah, the sound's working. Ooh, Jalen Vietnam is on too.
Hello, everyone.
Oh wow, there's a lot of people on right now. Okay, I'm gonna take this off. I was just checking the sound. Hey everybody, this is our year-end Christmas live stream, cause during the Christmas season, we're really busy shooting a lot of vlogs. We did, oh my gosh, I shot at least 3 of the new street walking videos that I'll be doing, street walk / neighborhood guides. We shot another vlog. We collaborated with somebody to check out a palace that only opens up once a year. So we didn't have time to live stream. So I'm sorry to the Patreons because I haven't been giving you guys at least a 2-day notice, which I try to do. So I feel really bad about that, but we're definitely getting a lot of vlogs done, content ready for you guys for the new year, so very excited about it. Ooh, oh my gosh, we have so many people on. Dennis is on, and Snowbums. Ooh, hello Snowbums. Where are you from? And Chris, oh my gosh. Yes. He's so reliable, I love him. And then Jalen, he definitely sounds familiar. I've been seeing you on the comment section quite a bit often, so lately.
You know what? The mic is on in the screen. Mic is in the screen.
Yeah, but nothing we can do. Whatever the case, he's from Toronto, Canada. Oh my gosh.
Canada.
I know I have more American viewers, but I think I have more Canadian subscribers, long-term fans, dedicated fans. Not saying anything less of you, Justin, because you're a super fan of ours too, and he's from England. And Jack, because he's from San Francisco, but yeah, lately I have a lot of Canadian subscribers. So yeah, just getting straight to the point. I'll definitely respond to all of your guys' comments. We're not a big channel, so I can still do that. But I'll get to the point and start talking about what I wanted to talk about, which is all the things I'm thankful for. Honestly, I didn't really have a subject. Actually, I don't really have too many subjects or an agenda for these live streams. I just sort of talk about whatever sort of is in my mind on that day. But yeah, today there really hasn't been much on my mind because I was trying to upload my street walk video, which is it's like an hour long. It's an hour long because I walk the whole length of a street and then I walk it back in reverse and talk about everything I want to talk about in that area. And I shot it in 4K, so it's 8 gigabytes big. And I've been trying to upload this all yesterday and all today, and I still failed. It just sort of froze. So I'm gonna try to do something else to get it uploaded. I don't want to sacrifice the quality because I shot it in 4K. I want to give it to you guys in 4K. But I was so frustrated the whole day. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm not being productive on the day that I'm supposed to be productive, which is Thursday. It's my main editing day. And
you play the game all day.
Yeah, and I ended up just playing a video game while I'm just waiting for this computer to upload, because I can't even do anything that utilizes the internet because I don't want it to take up the bandwidth. So I was playing Red Dead Redemption 2, which is a frustrating game in itself.
Justin said, love the street videos.
Oh yeah. I think Justin, by the way, guys, Justin's starting up his videos again. I think, yeah, I haven't had too much time to catch up on all of it, but he is the person to check out if you're interested in opening up a bank account. He just recently did it and made a video about it. I definitely encouraged him to do it because he actually had to go through the whole process of getting the letter from the embassy and everything like that. So, especially if you're from the UK, his experiences are going to be completely relevant to you. So check his channel out, by the way. Yeah, but anyways, yeah, it was just a very frustrating day for me overall, and my mind was just preoccupied with just killing people on, you know, the virtual world, saving the world and stuff. So yeah, I didn't have much on my mind, and then when Mayu came, we just had dinner, and then I started, like, I didn't want to play video games anymore, so I watched like a movie, and then I was just browsing through all the American movies, and I'm like, I seen all of it because we go and watch a movie every week because it's only $3 out here. So like, no, there's nothing new I want to see, and I've caught up on all my shows. So I went back to my library of Korean movies that I've downloaded, and I have tons of them. Just I've never had an opportunity to watch some of them though, because I don't know, it's not on top of my head. But I was like, oh, this sort of seems like an interesting title. It's called Wedding Campaign, and I'm like, what the heck? It was made in 2005. So I'm watching this movie, and Mayu completely lost interest in it. But I sort of got interested in it because something about it, although it's completely foreign, I could also relate to it. And Wedding Campaign, I don't know what I expected it to be, but it wasn't this. It was ended up being this movie about these two Korean guys from the countryside. They're farmers. They don't have like any marriage prospects. He's already 39, and he's super lonely, and his parents are just like pushing him to get married, and they end up deciding to go to Uzbekistan. Yeah, Uzbekistan to
Finding a bride.
find a foreign bride. Yeah. And it goes through. There's actually probably I wouldn't say there's that much depth to this movie. It's not like a movie that I would recommend that you watch or whatever, but for whatever reason it hit home. And I'm thinking about this. And I like to do this. Whenever I watch a movie, I like to sort of relate myself to it, you know? And try to think of things in a new perspective. This is a long roundabout way of saying eventually after watching this movie, I knew what I wanted to talk about is that I am thankful for my life. Yeah, that's what it made me realize, that, you know, even though it was a frustrating day full of issues, technical issues, it's been a frustrating last couple of months, not necessarily because of the performance of my YouTube channel or anything, but just because of my desire to grow it even more and make it bigger. So lack of my own patience, that I've like been frustrating over like how I can make my channel bigger and grow it. And like sometimes I'm like, why is this video not getting as much of a view as this one? And you know, but I was thinking about it. This same time last year, it's almost impossible for me to remember and recollect like the situation I was in. You know? I clearly remember we we didn't have that many subscribers. Oh my gosh. It was definitely less than 1,000 subscribers. And in a matter of a year, we blew up like a lot. And I cannot thank you guys enough, because there's a lot of things I'm thankful for, but to summarize it, I was like really searching deep in my soul for what makes me happy, you know, why I am still living out here in Thailand. What is the main reason? What makes me really happy? And I have to say my main happiness is the feedback that I get from you guys, and all the support I get from you guys, and all the love I get from you guys for the content that I create. It brings me so much satisfaction to do that. I can't remember another moment in my life where I felt like something I've done was disappreciated, you know? And it might just still be a real, I'm not like, okay, I'm not some guy who has like 500,000 subscribers. I'm nowhere near like any of the top travel vloggers or whatever, but to me, this channel is truly like a huge source of my happiness, and a lot of my inspiration to do a lot of things, which is to go out there and keep experiencing more of Thailand, so I could share, you know, more about Thailand. I sometimes think like if I wasn't vlogging, I may have been bored of Thailand, and I may have been taking it for granted and probably searching for more experiences elsewhere. It's quite possible. It is. And it's because like lately I've, you know, noticed that a lot of my other friends that I've started, some of them have like, you know, started living in Thailand after I did, but they're already sort of, I guess, in their words, they're sort of over Thailand, and they're out there, you know, backpacking in Europe or South America or whatever, trying to find more experiences. But based on my conversations with them, or just what I see them posting on Facebook or whatever, I don't think they're like that much more happier. You know, it's sort of like an endless struggle to find fulfillment. So, I think it's, sometimes very, very important to think about what we're thankful for. Just think about 1 year before and the progress we made. And I'm super thankful. I truly am. And it's mainly because of you guys. So that's why I wanted to give a shout out to all my subscribers, send out you guys my love, and tell you guys, words really cannot describe how thankful I am for you guys. I'm really not just making this up, because you guys, I really have to be thankful for you. You know, this is sort of my channel, and I started it, but Mayu's obviously a huge part of it. So I'm gonna stop talking because I've been monologuing too long. I want to ask Mayu.
No, there's a lot of comment, man.
Really?
Dang.
Well, let me read the comments. Why don't you tell everybody what you're most thankful about, Mayu?
Most thankful about, I'm still in Thailand, and I stay with him and traveling around Thailand. I'm happy. Done. Yeah, people like the condo, that your exclusive condo, executive condo, something. The video that you went to interview those sales marketing girls, I guess.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm still not there yet, but I just want to say, Justin, thanks for dropping by, and always appreciate your support.
Subscribe his channel to everyone.
Justin is, yeah. You know, I'm particularly thankful. I mean, I love all my subscribers. And I want to say I don't discriminate, but I do sort of discriminate. I don't necessarily discriminate. I'm extra thankful for those people who have stuck with me from the beginning. Cause, and I don't ever want to forget that, because I clearly remember those times when I would spend 2 weeks editing a video and I would just get 100 views. It's the most demotivating thing. And this was sort of my life for like a year. And in the beginning, I said I did it because I wanted to just, you know, keep a record of my life, etc. But after you do it for about 6, 7, 8 months, you're sort of wondering, what am I doing wrong? Or am I just putting crap out there in this world that nobody appreciates? You know, maybe I should just keep it private and just watch it for myself. But it's really these people who have been with me ever since I was like 200, 300, 400 subscribers that really, really motivated me to push forward and get to this point. And now I'm sort of in a place where I've experienced that really tough growing up phase, and it's those experiences that they push me through that will help me keep going forward and growing the channel. There's really not much that can be done that can demotivate me now, because I've been in the lows for years, right? I've only been with a couple hundred subscribers, but you know, even if it's just a couple comments, 3 or 4 comments telling me they really love my videos, that I should have more subscribers, that I'm their favorite YouTuber. I mean, I don't think I even deserve that kind of title. There's tons of great content out there, guys. But yeah, it's man, I thank you so much, Justin. You've been there for me from the beginning. I really, really appreciate it. And, you know, definitely Chris and Jack, who are always on my live streams, supporting me through everything. Even liking my gaming live streams and stuff. You know, these are all sort of experimental somewhat. I gotta sort of say, I'm not a great gaming streamer. So I think I'll probably tone down on that, and then I'll start doing like these regular kind of live streams. And lately I've been trying to make it a bit more interesting, like eating or doing something else. But yeah, thank you so much, guys.
Dennis comment that he's happy to see Gaspar.
Oh yeah?
I'll pull him here.
Where's our new guy?
Huh? Bum Bum guy?
Yeah. The guy that you should be thankful for.
My Bum Bum guy.
Hi, this is so cool that you're alive. I just subscribed to your channel. By the way, how many square foot is your condo? Oh, geez, guys. I don't think in square foot anymore. In square meters, it's 24? 20... Yeah, I think it's 24 square meters. Yeah. So it's not that big. I used to have a 1,200 square foot condo back in the States, and it used to be a 2-bedroom. So it was like 2 floors. It was partitioned off to 4, and I would say this whole like kitchen, bathroom, and bedroom area is the size of one of my bedrooms in America. And back then I thought I had a small condo. I was like jealous of those people who were getting those 5-bedroom like mansion looking houses in Houston. My friends who were moving out there for the same price as what I was paying for my condo. But now I'm like, darn, I should have been thankful for that condo and really I should have really enjoyed it, you know? But I was just too busy fixing it up, trying to make it better. And now I'm in this condo, and I'm like, oh man, that was a really good big condo back then. But actually, the funny thing is, although this is a smaller condo, I'm much more thankful for this condo. That's one of the things I wanted to say I'm thankful about. Like another thing, now like getting to the actual Thailand stuff, what am I thankful for as far as my life? I'm really, really thankful that I have this condo. And it's like, it's not something I'm doing to like push you guys to buy a condo out here, or, you know, I'm thankful because I was uncertain about buying this condo when I was buying it. And now in hindsight, I'm thankful I got it. But going forward, I'm not sure if I would buy a condo right now, because the prices around here have gone up so much just in the 2 years that I've had this condo. Even the rent at this same condo, it went up almost like another 20-30%. So, you know, if I was just doing those yearly contracts, I would be paying another 20-30% now, and worrying that it's gonna go up another 20-30%. Although it's, I don't know, I don't want to like scare you guys and say you should buy a condo, because that's definitely exactly the opposite of what I want to say. Don't, you know, be buying condos out here as soon as you come out. Oh, thank you, Fedong Lani Dong. I love your YouTube channel. Mayu, why don't you go ahead and say some more things you're thankful about, such as an awesome boyfriend who takes beautiful videos of you.
Yeah, such a nice boyfriend. Bring me this Mr. Bump for the Christmas.
Okay.
He is my, what do you call
Yeah.
Santa Claus? Bump. Isn't it cute? See? Then he's not focused. Maybe he should be.
Oh, Roy.
Roy.
Yeah, I see. He's saying he really appreciate. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for recognizing how hard that vlog was when I was doing that condo video and there was all this background noise.
Okay.
Oh, guys, like I'm really thankful that you recognized that. As a matter of fact, that experience was so painstaking that I have sort of become lazy and have not used my external mic setup as much, because it was so painstaking. I was doing these shots, and then I was syncing all the different external audio files, and then I was splicing it, and then going back and forth, because the external mic was only on the interviewed person, and as an interviewee, I guess that's me.
Interviewer.
Yeah, my voice is picking up better on my camera, so I have to switch, and I can't fade both of them in, because then it was like, God, that was such a pain. But thank you for recognizing the hard work in that video. I may have first click for the thumbnails, but the breakdown of buying a condo blew my mind. Intelligent, organized people, good with money are rare. Some travel vloggers are so shallow. Oh my gosh, Chris, that's
great compliment.
That's like the best compliment, yeah. And I talk to you all the time. I really appreciate it. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to... Darn, you guys give me a lot of credit. Thank you so much. I don't even know if I should be accepting of this, but I did learn through... I used to take... I had a lot of anxiety in the past, and I took counseling. Like, I went to see a shrink for it. Not like a personal shrink, but it's like my church had this thing where we're doing group classes, you know, just to learn how to be healthier or whatever. So I applied, I went. And one of the things they tell me there is that I shouldn't, I should accept compliments, you know, instead of saying, no, I don't deserve it, because that's discounting the person that's giving me the compliment. So, but sometimes I feel like too humbled, you know, and it's just sort of in my natural instincts to not accept it. But I am accepting of your compliment. Thank you so much, because that means a lot to me. And yeah, you're a great, yeah, you give me a lot of encouragement, Chris. Appreciate that. Yeah, I love those episodes when Ethan went to exclusive condo projects. Darn, I guess I will have to do another one soon. I've been putting it off a bit because I lost the contact information to Sansiri, and I didn't want to do Sansiri again, as it may feel like I'm sort of pushing them as a company, and I wanted to show a different project. Yeah, like I wanted to either go to Lumpini or an AP one. But then it's been hard to like find a sales office. So you guys are motivating me to definitely push for that. Thank you for the feedback. Enjoy watching your video. Can I live comfortably in Bangkok for 1,500 a month? This is such a relative question. It all depends on your expectations, but I pretty much live out here for $500-600 a month. But it's not really $500-600 because I don't pay for rent. And the value of my condo, if I was to rent it, would be another $500-600 a month. So it's like effectively I'm living on about $1,200. Yeah. But then lately I've been getting a bit of a raise at my work. So I think I get an extra like $50 to $100, but it's unreliable. Yeah.
I didn't know that. You can raise.
Yeah, a little bit. It's I got a 50-cent raise a year, an hour.
Okay.
50 cents an hour.
Okay, you have to
So,
100.
I'm baller now.
100 hours, then you get $50.
I went from 300 baht an hour to 320 now. But yeah, I mean 1,500 should be enough. And if you aren't working like me, you tend to, I don't know, actually you could spend more because you're more bored. But you're not forced to spend more like I am, because I have to do transportation, get out there. When I'm out there, I have to buy something to eat, and it's usually some like fast food or something, because I can't like be making food or budgeting. So you definitely could for 1,500, I think. Max Living, hey, what's up? Hey everyone. 감사합니다. Roy, are you Korean or you just know Korean? I'm happy to see Gasper as well. Yes, he is. Unfortunately, Mr. Bum Bum isn't. But then again, he is. He's always happy, regardless of whether or not he's cashed up. Yeah, Ethan, watching your vlogs and seeing how happy you are reminds me to be happy. Man, that is one of the best compliments I could ever receive, because I've said this in the past, but I want my vlogs ultimately just to bring you guys a bit of that happiness. Sure, I want you guys to watch my videos and not be afraid to come out and explore, not necessarily just in Thailand, but anywhere, and try to, have fun and try to be a bit more carefree. Yeah, that's ultimately what it is. I just want to bring you guys a bit of happiness. That is, what I want people to feel when they watch my videos. Yeah. So, if I am motivating you to be happy, that is the biggest compliment I can receive, because that is what I'm trying so darn hard to accomplish with these videos. I lose hours of sleep at night thinking, how can I, shoot this vlog at this location tomorrow and make it where it's fun, for someone to watch. So, oh my gosh, thank you so much. Dennis is smiling. I love and hate Red Dead 2. Oh, me and Chris have been talking about this on our Patreon. Yeah, it's not even a love it or hate it game. It's like a game you love and hate at the same time. Yeah. Your videos are now part of my routine. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Nick. You need some wine. Actually, where's makgeolli? We should finish the makgeolli. Alright, let's do the makgeolli, babe.
guess last time we are drunk and people enjoy some video.
We are not. I wasn't drunk.
I wasn't drunk that much, but I just having fun.
But you know, just seeing people drink, I guess, helps you relax. But we have Korean eggnog. Makgeolli. That's eggnog.
There's not eggnog.
It's white, creamy, and sort of alcoholic. Hello. What did I miss out on? Just all the stuff I'm thankful for, Kimmy. You could I'll try to keep this up for a day. Last time I said I'll try to keep it up for a day, but that last live stream was like 3-4 hours long, and YouTube took like 2 days to process that video or something. Something went wrong. I don't think it removed it, but I don't think the high quality version actually went live. So I had to unlist it before you guys could have a chance to rewatch it. So I'm sorry about that. What's the name of the new guy? Mr. Bump.
Mr. Bump.
Yeah. Dennis.
Oh, Dennis like this character.
Yeah.
Oh, so cute.
Do you guys remember the markers that smell in kindergarten? I don't know if that's an American thing or if it was only a British thing, because when I was in kindergarten, I was in Africa.
From England.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I was in Kenya, and they had a lot of English stuff, right? So they had the markers that smelled, and then there was like Mr. and Mrs., you know, this. So that's part of that series. He probably smelled like blueberry Gatorade. I love those markers. I would get like, I'll sniff them like as a kid all the time. Woo, blueberry. Benz, hi, hey, what's up? And I also recognize you. You just commented on my videos. Who's the blue guy, Mr. Lazy?
Mr. Lazy.
Maybe it sort of looks like a blanket.
Mr. Lazy is the red guy. Yes.
When are you going to Singapore? Ooh. Did you guys know that we're gonna go to Singapore? Did we announce it on YouTube? I don't think we did. We were just talking about it, me and Mayu.
Maybe.
Well,
In a few months.
since the subject came up, we have been thinking about where we should travel. So right now, I haven't made any huge plans because I was supposed to partner up with somebody else to make a travel series of Thailand, but it's already been a year delayed. And it's possible, you know, I don't know if it's gonna happen, like if there's gonna be further delays. But whatever the case, Mayu is like, we have to go somewhere, you know. And I totally agree. We put off a lot of trips last year, and I don't want to like put my life on hold and my exploring and traveling. So we decided, you know, although I have a policy of not going to the same place twice, I thought going to Singapore would be good. Yeah, so we might be going, we're thinking like late January, early February. Yeah, just a quick trip. It has to be quick because the lodging is expensive, but we're gonna try to do like a cheap Singapore series. I know I could already see all the sites. I've already seen all the sites just going there one day. But this time I want to focus on the food. But if I have any Singapore subscribers or viewers out there, give me a shout out, and I would love to partner with you guys and you show us where to eat. I already sort of know the main sites like Marina Bay Sands and Garden by the Bay and the Sea Lion Park, the Merlion Park, yeah. And Chinatown and Clarkey Bay. I've already been there, so I know how to go there, but like the street food kind of stuff, I don't know too much of. Actually, I mean, John, I'm gonna probably hit up John for that. Maybe he'll go around the same time. But if I have anybody in Singapore, would love to partner with you. And if you're one of the rare Singapore people that has a huge house, then we would love to crash at your place because we're broke.
Singaporean has a huge house. I stayed at like one
6
time.
Singaporeans?
No, the rich Singaporean
Yeah,
has
I think everyone knows this as the movie Crazy Rich Asians came out. Yes, I'm sure there's super rich people.
They have a big swimming pool,
Uh,
6 bathroom, and they have
yeah,
a guest room.
yeah, I imagine so.
Yeah. Those rich people don't really watch our channel, maybe.
Yeah, I don't think rich Singapore people would be watching our channel. We're always just like grunging it out, trying to find the cheapest stuff. Like, wasting too much channel telling you how to save an extra 50 cents. Cozy, I'm Japanese. I like Thailand and want to learn English, so I often watch your channel. Your t-shirt is written Jiapor Murda in Japanese. What? Jiapor Murda.
Jump, Shonen Jump, Toriyama Akira.
Do you guys know that? By the way, do you know, Cozy, that Mayu is Japanese?
I am Japanese. こんばんは。Koji-san, こんばんは.
Wow, thank you. I've actually gotten a lot of comments. A lot of the Thai people that watch my channel watch it to learn English too.
But my Thai friend told me like you speak too fast, so they need a subtitle.
That's
Yeah,
true.
yeah,
I
I
do tend
understand.
to speak really fast.
I can understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to speak a little slower, but
Because people don't understand what you're saying. But now
no,
you
people like started complaining my vlogs are too long. So
you try to make as much as you can.
so I mean, I don't want to. Ultimately I should be, you know, just condensing the vlog and making it more straight to the point. But it subconsciously makes me speak faster. So I'm sorry about that, guys. It's really hard to vlog, and then there's the editing. Admire your perseverance and envy your talent. I don't know about my talent as much as my perseverance, but I can say I think I've learned how to be more patient through this process of growing a YouTube channel. It definitely helps you. It's a character building.
It's a talent. You can edit like all day, through night and day. That is the talent, I guess.
That would be a talent which I still don't have. In the day, I still sort of get distracted. That's why I tend to edit at night when Mayu's sleeping. I have no disturbance. Nothing's going on.
Sounds like I'm disturbing you during the day.
No comment on that.
Yeah, but I'm not disturbing because I'm working. I believe I'm not here.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
No,
yeah.
That makes me think something else.
No. I mean, you're not, babe. Stay at work. It's good. It doesn't bother me. Bro, I'm your Thai fan. I love your bids. It helps me improve my English skill. Wow.
Oh.
Thank you.
Teacher. Ethan teacher. Ethan teacher.
I'm just checking in quickly. Happy old year and keep up the good work. One of the best vlogs in Thailand. Thanks, buddy, and hope to meet in the near future. I do too, and thank you for dropping by. In a major city, that's still pretty good. Oh darn, I don't know what that's in reference to. But okay. Let's see. Ooh, I have tons of comments. I'm almost finished though.
I'll get them.
By the way, I'm a Thai fan too. Max Living, appreciate it. Yesterday, was it yesterday? Yeah, it was yesterday. We went to shoot at the Toxin Palace. I forgot the official name of it, but it was, you know, King Toxin's palace in Thonburi. And you have to be with a Thai national. So I partnered up with a Thai YouTuber that just happened to comment on here. And I thought, you know, she had a pretty good personality. It was relatively enjoyable to watch. And one of the things I want to say I'm very thankful for, by the way, guys, is I am, you know, mostly, number one, I'm thankful to my subscribers. But I have to give a special shout out to another vlogger, Warren, who does, you're so distracting.
During tonight.
Who has a channel, Chanya and Watsa, in Thailand, and I remember I only had about 800 subscribers, almost getting to that 1,000, and I forgot where I commented. I think I commented on his little Facebook group, and I said, you know, I would love to collaborate with someone. And at that time, I think Warren had about 1,500 or 2,000 subscribers. So he was a much bigger channel than me, and he didn't have to collaborate with me, you know. Sometimes these YouTubers can become very possessive of their subscribers and don't want their subscribers' attention turning to another channel and stuff, you know. I could appreciate that. But Warren didn't care. He said, you know, I love your content. I want to support you and get more exposure for you. And we collaborated on one video. And I clearly remember almost in a week I got like 100 subscribers, which at that time was unheard of. Now I consistently get 100 subscribers just organically, but I have to give a special shout out to Warren, because that was I think it was a huge boost for me. Yeah. And after that boost, my other video got exposure, went viral, and I got you know, like 6,000 subscribers in like a month. It was crazy. So, but I definitely want to still give a shout out to Warren. He was one of the first Thai vloggers that helped me out. And, you know, thinking about that, I saw this other vlogger who seems to be like trying really hard to make vlogs. And she has a completely different style than mine, but, you know, I was like, I wanted to, you know, spread the love, just like Warren did, you know? So it's like, I'm not gonna try to be possessive of my subscribers and say, don't watch other people's channels. You know, if I can help someone, if I can show you guys a new perspective of Thailand that you might appreciate. You may not appreciate it, but if you appreciate it, then I'll do that, you know? So I partnered up with her, and it was
Thai, so
she's Thai.
Totally different perspective.
And her focus of the vlogs, it's mainly food, which we don't do.
We don't really focus.
We don't
We
focus
like
on the
to
vlog
eat,
the food, because we're very picky eaters.
We still not really doing it only for the food yet.
Yes.
Yes.
So you'll see her as soon as I can upload these videos. I'll go ahead and try to edit it.
She's like so energetic.
Oh, she's so energetic. But this is a roundabout way of telling you. So I had her, and she was out there by Wat Arun waiting for us, and she's like, "Oh, I saw a bunch of Thai celebrities. It's so crazy." And I'm like, "Oh, really? Thai celebrities are coming?" I mean, it's only open like once a year, so I guess okay, they probably want to see this palace. I go there, and I'm like looking for her, and she's like, "Oh, hey, Ethan," and then I'm seeing, okay, and then this other like pretty good looking Thai guy is coming behind her, and I'm thinking that's her boyfriend, and then he's like, "Oh,
he has a clue too. He has
hello, Ethan." Yeah, and he had a
flash pass.
Yeah. Hey, Ethan. I'm like, oh, okay, hey, and I was thinking that they're together, like this is a boyfriend.
Yeah, I thought they were doing the vlog together.
And it was just coincidence. They saw me at the same time, and she's like, I'm like, and he's like, you know, I'm your subscriber. I have a channel. And then when he said his channel, that's when I remember him, because I clearly remember looking at his channel and going, this guy has like quality B-roll. Like, that's from a video creator's point of view. Like, I'm looking at it and I'm like, this guy has quality B-roll. Now I realize it's because it's professionally done.
Yeah.
He's got like a professional camera crew, like, and I'm like, this guy deserves more viewers. His channel is what is it?
Bangkok Bites? Not something bites.
Travel Bites.
Travel Bites.
Travel Bites. like traveling and bites, eating. So he also has a food focused channel. And after I said hi, I said, hey, we should collaborate, you know. And he said, yeah. But he was busy like shooting something like like 9 temples in a day, and I'm like, what the.
He's like, my schedule is so packed, so
Yeah.
I'm very busy today.
Which I can appreciate. You're shooting 9 temples in a day. I'm like, what the.
I think he's gonna hit all the temple beside those deliver, along all the deliver.
Holy
You know,
moly.
because there are a lot of temples near the deliver.
So, yeah. Check out his channel too. He's one of our subscribers. You'll see him in the comments. He comments relatively frequently, so that's why I appreciate him. I checked out his channel. I think his content's good too. Yeah. And but afterwards, she's like, you know what? You know, I was telling you that I saw a bunch of Thai celebrities. He's a Thai celebrity. And I'm like, what?
He's tall. He has really small face, and then he even have a makeup. You know, I can tell from that. Like
He has makeup.
3 meters away. He has a makeup.
Super
He has
professional.
Own, like a stylist, I can tell.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah, I was like, oh wow, I have a Thai celebrity subscribe to my channel. And I know he consistently comments and views my stuff. So I'm super thankful. I'm like, what? People appreciate my vlogs. I mean, I don't think I'm still at that professional level yet. And sometimes I feel guilty because it's not because sometimes I know I can be even more professional. It's just I don't have the time, or I just basically don't have the time. Like sometimes in the shooting process, or definitely in the editing process, to make it even more professional than I know I can make it, because I'm trying to get you guys like at least 2 videos a week, and you know, with all the other stuff going on in my life, I have to cut corners sometimes. So when people still appreciate the work that I put into it, and I even have like Thai celebrities like subscribe to my channel, I'm like, what? Like I feel like sort of undeserving, especially when there's this guy who has legit B-roll. Like I'm like, oh, the other day I was like watching Philip Bloom's videography cinematography masterclass, because I feel like I need to definitely improve. Like lately I think I need to up my cinematography game. And one of the things I noticed, he's like, there's no point panning a video when you don't have like this 3D image, like there isn't like something else in front of it, like to show the movement relative to the background. And he keeps repeating that, like even later on when he's like teaching about gimbals or drones, he's like, again, never pan without something in the foreground to show the effect of the 3. And I'm like, I'm noticing this lately. I'm watching a lot of movies, and when I watch movies, like half the times I'm just looking at the cinematography. I'm like, how did that guy shoot that scene? And I noticed, oh my gosh, I've been doing this all wrong. Like, I just like pan, and I'm like, I guess I could have just shot that still and then cropped it post, and it wouldn't have been a difference. I need to do that. And this guy's B-rolls, like, I was like noticing someone's a professional videographer there, because I see the light like changing the effect. I'm like, oh, I just started learning that I should be doing this. All right, long roundabout way of telling you that. This is Ethan. This is Ethan. You can see how frustrating it would be if you actually were trying to have a conversation with me, because
he talk. If you ask one, he's gonna answer.
If you ask me one, I tell you 10 things. Which and I'm thankful that I finally found that this I don't even think it's a talent. This personality of mine is actually quite beneficial on YouTube. Yeah, I mean there'll be times. You
can just cut it after you shoot.
I remember. I mean, oh my, I feel a bit gassy. That's why you see this little lump here.
Excuse.
Not so thankful.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, one of the most hurtful things I've ever heard, like one of the saddest moments of my life was one time I was talking to my pastor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, my face getting.
He was giving me some. He was counseling me on something. I forgot what I was talking about. And he said,
Man to man.
yeah, man to man. Yeah, I forgot what we were talking about. Probably about my love life or something.
Okay.
And then he's like, Ethan, you know, you need to know how to get to the point. And I was so frustrated with that statement because it's just who I am. Like, I feel like I'm misleading someone if I don't give them
The way.
the context.
Not only the goal. You have to show the way.
It's not the way. I have to show them the context. You know? So if you ask me like, should I buy a condo? Yeah, well, I could jump straight to the point and say, no, don't buy it. But you don't know the context.
The reason.
The context within that reason. Yeah. Like you know, I keep saying all the time, everything is relative. Like, it's relative to the context of the situation. So I have to explain it. I have to, like, if I tell this person why I made this decision, right? This ethical decision, like, you know, at this time, I decided to tell, you know, this person like this, and I feel bad because, you know, I think I was influenced by this decision and that decision. So I give way too much information. And when I heard that, I was just sort of like, well, this guy just doesn't care, you know. That's how I thought, but I can see that it's sort of frustrating, but it's tough. Like, in this day and age, like, that's one of the things, like, especially the younger generation, they don't want the context. They just want the BuzzFeed, you know. It's like, this is the tallest building in the world. Boom. You must go here because boom, boom, boom. And I can't do that. That's just not me, you know? What if somebody actually, like, is inspired by my video and goes because I just, like, BuzzFeed it and then just give them, like, oh, you have to go here. Check this out. I can't even speak like them. But yeah, I don't.
What are you trying to be just now?
I can't do the BuzzFeed thing. But you guys know what I'm talking about, like BuzzFeed videos, like, it's like you have to eat this, like this, and then, let's say you're all hyped up, and then you spend like $2,000 to fly out to the middle of freaking India to try this thing and get food poisoning or something. You'd be like so pissed off at me for recommending that. I have to give you the context. Like, this is the most amazing thing, but I've also brought carbon pills in case I get food poisoning.
Oh, my back.
There is a slight 20% chance that you might get food poisoning, but it's worth it. Because relative to all the other tastes I've had, this is the most unique food. You know? It's sort of gonna be a buzz kill, not a buzz feed. It's a buzz kill for sure. You're gonna go, I'm not sure if I want to go here anymore. That's just who I am. Alright, let's see. Let's see if, oh my gosh, I actually have more viewers.
41.
I'm so thankful for this. I thought, like, I would only have 20 because people are getting bored, like, listening to me.
I feel great with the sake. No sake. Makgeolli.
Makgeolli. By the way, we drank this in the other one too. This is something we got from Jeju Island. This one is hallabong. It's like a special orange. I don't want to say native to only Jeju Island because Mai's gonna correct me and say the Koreans actually got it from Okinawa.
No, from Kyushu.
Kyushu? Alright.
Kyushu in Korea is very close. Maybe you can go like boat.
Oh, yeah. But it's really delicious. Like, it's pretty much not the national, but the island's like main fruit. Jeju Air, I think it's Jeju Air, yeah. As a matter of fact, Jeju Air's color is this. It represents this. That's how significant and symbolic this fruit is. It's that good.
Jeju Air was orange?
Yeah, Jeju Air's color is orange, this orange color. Yeah. That's what people associate with Jeju Island with. Koreans will know. Two things. First is halabong, which is a special type of tangerine, and number 2 is the black-haired pigs because they have really good pork meat over there.
그러보다.
And then number 3 would be, you know, the iconic black volcanic landscape.
Ocean.
Yeah.
Ocean. Why you not feeling well? No, I feel great with the soju. Great channel you present us very interesting.
Aw, thank you,
Great
rich man.
work. Funny thing is, as a Thai, you go more often than me. Watching your channel gives me idea of education. We have
Actually, we hear that quite a bit, and I can appreciate that because we always say this. Even my cousins and relatives in Korea say I've seen more of Korea than they have because they're too busy working, stuck in their lives. Same thing with me. Actually, I try to see everything. There's not much to see, actually, in Orange County. It feels like, but I sometimes feel like the people who travel to Orange County get to see more of Orange County and LA. They go to SeaWorld and all the places. Whereas it took me like 10 years to finally see all of them, you know? And you're busy. But part of my job was to wine and dine clients, so that's probably what Orange County and LA is good for, like the nice restaurants. So on that front, I did get to, you know, go to all the nice lounges and bars and restaurants, so I'm thankful for that.
Dennis is in Singapore right now. Hello from Singapore right now.
Oh yeah, Dennis. Wish you the best. He's there with his mom, by the way.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Singapore.
It's like, he sort of makes me jealous. One of the things I'm not thankful for is that I can't be with my family.
This holiday. That is what you made a decision. No, I asked, why don't you go back and fly back to Korea? I suggest you a month ago anyway. What is your monthly electric cost? 2,000 baht I pay for. I remember last time 1,850 baht because it's kind of cool season. We don't turn on AC all day as long as I'm at home. If he's at home, maybe he's blasting AC. I don't know. Yeah, around 2,000 baht. We have 2 AC.
You wonder, my electric bill out here is the same as my electric bill back in the States for a condo that was 5 times the size of this place. And it's probably because I'm home a lot editing. Like
I cook a lot at home.
Like one thing actually that I try to be productive, but one thing that I try to make sure is more productive than I am is my MacBook here. Like I feel nervous if my MacBook is not doing something. So it's always on.
Does it really consume a lot of electricity? I don't think so.
The MacBook doesn't, but that's just an example of...
We have a lot of electronics here.
It's just an example of one thing. So I'm always doing something with this MacBook. It's either rendering a video or whatever. And then I'm one of those people where if I'm not doing 2 things at once, I feel like I'm wasting my life. So now I sort of feel like there's this concept. Somebody is saying that...
Ow.
Ooh. Ah! Guys, sorry. Is it working though? Is the audio working?
Check. Audio check.
Audio check. 1, 2, 3. I don't know if we're on. I gotta keep talking. Yeah, we're on. Alright guys. Sorry about the battery died. But there's this interesting concept that I think it was, who was it? The Tesla guy, Elon Musk. I was watching one of his long speeches. That guy is like a pretty over analytical guy, like not like me in the sense that he's probably a lot smarter than I am, but he's over analytical like me. Analytical. So I like listening to this guy sometimes. And he was talking to Oh, who's that guy? The guy from UFC. He has a show. I like to watch it. But they're talking about how he's sort of given up on the human race controlling artificial intelligence. It's already out of the box. And he believes that we're all sort of destined to fail and die as a human race because of this. Pretty depressing premise. But his theory is that ultimately the only way we can now survive is if we become androids and link together and, you know, have artificial intelligence in our heads. And, you know, then he's talking about the technology is already out there. Right now is a bandwidth problem. There isn't a way that we can interface with all this wealth of knowledge that's on the internet and everything. So we're actually already technically androids because a phone is now an extension of us. It's just a bandwidth problem. Like, I can't get the information fast enough from there to here, you know? But once you integrate it to your heads, you're effectively becoming an android. So, in that sense, I do feel like my MacBook is an extension of myself. There I go again. Like, going on a roundabout way of telling you what the main point is. So, yes, I need to be multitasking, which means I'm horrible at multitasking myself.
Yes.
Mayu can tell you that. I can't even shoot a video and walk without bumping into people sometimes. But I definitely need to make sure my better half is doing at least 2 other functions while I'm, you know, playing video games or something. Or, you know, learning about cinematography, getting inspiration from watching more videos. Or, yeah, whatever. Responding to your guys' comments on YouTube.
โอเคธนพัฒน์คุณธนพัฒน์บอกว่า try to go to skywalk of Mahanakhon. That place have a nice view of Bangkok. I bet you would love it.
I think I would like it.
But entry fee is expensive.
Yeah, the entry fee is 700 baht.
720 or something?
Or 750. I'll have to double check. But I'll just be honest with you guys right now. I just feel like it is overhyped. But I also don't want to discount it. If I do have an opportunity to go there, I'll make a video of it because it is popular. And what YouTuber is not going to make a video about that trending topic? But we've been to... I mean, it's like we've been to the Labua one, which is relatively in the same area. That one's just higher and you get to see underneath. But I'm really cheap where I can't justify paying
700 just for the view.
I'm particularly adamant about this because when I was in Korea and I was at Lotte World Tower, which I believe is taller than Mahanakhon, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's taller than Mahanakhon. That one was $25. And we're like, nah, let's not do this. So we passed up on that. And we also passed up on Taipei 101. Because after I passed up on that, we went to Jeju Island and our return flight tickets, like going there and back, was $25. So I remember having this conversation with Mayu. Yeah, like, I can never justify paying like more than $25 to just go up on top of a building when I can fly to Jeju Island and back. And our experience in Jeju Island was amazing. Like, it's the best $25 we ever spent. So when we have experiences like that, then we get very stingy with the money because we know like how much enjoyment we can get out of that money. I don't know if that makes sense. So I mean, if Mahanakhon invites us, you know, for free or whatever, or
yeah, maybe once
it's
a
like
year
it's
they
like a once a
open
year,
for
yeah.
free.
There's like a free day or something.
Mahanakhon Memorial Day.
I'll do a vlog about it, and I'm not gonna be biased at that point, but I'm gonna be biased as far as where I spend my money right now.
Warren seems like a cute cat, though.
Warren?
He's really friendly and so chill.
Warren is a chill guy, friendly
So
guy.
friendly, yeah.
And and I've met up with him a couple times. I mean, you've seen me in like 2 of the vlogs with him, and you see me, but there's other ones where I haven't even been in it. But if you go on his channel, you'll see me like in 1 or 2 vlogs, where I didn't even vlog about it.
You used to chat with them a lot, but no.
But what I want to say is, so I met him a lot. Most of the times, he doesn't even let me pay. He's a generous guy too. Cause I'm younger than him. I mean, you would think, even that first meeting that I had with him, he's doing me a favor, right? Featuring me on his vlog. Didn't he pay for the meal?
I guess he paid for it.
I'm pretty sure he paid for the meal. It was there, me, Chanya, and we all got like 3 dishes and we're sharing it. And he said, in Thailand, the older person always pays. And I said,
Yeah, something like that.
yeah, and I remember I said, okay, well, I guess I'll accept it. How about the person with the most subscriber pays? So now I have to pay the next time I meet him, because now I have more subs than he does. So, yeah, I really gotta give a good shout out to this guy. He's overall a pretty nice guy. Although I can't understand like 20% of what he says because of his accent, it's at least still a lot better than Steve's.
I don't get used to that.
Steve's accent is worst, and I like.
What that is your perspective. Worst. That is the original English accent that American never get.
Australian is not an original English accent.
Steve
babe.
is Australian.
Steve is Australian.
Who is from England?
England is Kevin.
Okay.
Kev in Thailand.
Kevin, Thailand.
I don't understand what it, like it's. I used to chat with them, and like Maya said, but
I don't understand.
when they start talking with each other, then I don't understand half of what they say. Like even I'm like, I'll be sitting there listening to what they say for like 20 minutes, and I don't even know what the topic is. Like,
anyway,
I don't want to interject because they're quite like chatty, right? Like I don't want to like be the buzzkill and go, "Hey guys, what are you talking about?" So yeah.
Peter Wolf, what new videos from Bangkok can we expect in 2019? Any plans yet?
Oh, guys, give us any suggestions. But yes,
Something that you
yes, you will see. Where I'm going with this is, I'm gonna do the neighborhood guys, but I'm gonna take it in a new direction. I'm gonna do a street walk. So I will route out, like I'll park my motorcycle somewhere, walk around, and not say a thing, and just shoot the whole street. And then I will chill somewhere while I wait for my camera to cool down because it gets really hot. Then I will walk back the same route and then comment on that neighborhood. So my first video is on Asok. It's gonna get better. You'll see that I shoot the first one in 4K, 30 frames per second. The next one, I shoot it in 60 frames per second, but at 1080p. And that's because my camera isn't capable of doing 4K at 60 frames per second. And without going into too much of the details, let me know what you prefer, a lower resolution or a faster frame rate. And I'll try to take that. And I've been sort of learning a couple other tricks. I'm using like shutter priority, so I'm not adjusting the exposure manually all the time. It's like other things like that. Changing the picture profiles so it looks more like realistic as opposed to a more cinematic movie-like look. So these are all little touches that I'm putting into it, and I definitely expect some feedback from you guys. And I hope you guys like it. It's a concept I'm going, and what gave me the idea was actually a troll comment. So you see, so funny thing is, sometimes it's the trolls that give me the most constructive feedback, or it like makes my creative juices flow sometimes. Although he's probably like hidden from my channel or something. Because I don't know, I think he might even be like, it might just be a troll account, but he's like the original creator. Like he tagged another video on mine and he said something like, you know, great camera equipment in like an amateur's hands is like gone to waste or something. This is a this is a real video, huh?
Okay, let's go next. What? Okay.
No, I haven't finished explaining this, babe. Why are you coming up? So then I go, and it was just a straight video, and I said, I looked at it, and okay, he has a better camera than I do. He can do 60 frames per second at 4K, but I said, you know what? I can do that. You know what? And I thought about it, and I'm like, I'm trying to do something here. I'm trying to actually provide context to everything. Give more information than just walk through a street, right? A monkey can do that. Literally, you could. I could give my gimbal to a monkey and he can walk around. It'll be a street video.
Maybe he doesn't go the same route. He's going everywhere.
No, the other guy doesn't. He didn't even have a route plan. It's like, it's not like a guide or anything. He just goes around and shoots what sort of looks interesting. But I decided, you know what? This is not a bad idea. I am gonna give my viewers an idea of exactly how a street looks like. I'm gonna do it methodically. I'm gonna plan the trip out, and I'm gonna walk back and tell you all the locations of interest, as far as to me, what I know. And one downside is it ends up becoming a very long vlog, but
over an hour.
But I feel like it's definitely at least adding more value than a street walk video, and it's another way I can solution for being able to put out more content like consistently without blogging down my like workflow, because I have to find ways where I can like do videos that don't take like 2 weeks to edit out. Otherwise I can't do 2 videos a week. So.
Travel Bites, guys, on the
Travel Bites on?
Yes, hello.
Hey, guy.
Nice meeting you the other day.
Yeah, I just gave a shout out to you already. So, guys, Travel Bites has the best B-roll in the vlogging scene. Check it out. So I already gave a shout out to you. I did a whole story about how we met and how I thought originally you were the other vlogger's boyfriend, because you guys said hi to me at the same time. So sorry about that I didn't recognize you, but your face looked a lot thinner in real life than on video. So he looked different than how I remember when I saw his vlogs. But that's
because he's like mixed Western, I guess.
No, that has nothing to do. It's like when you shoot someone on video, their face looks bigger just because of
he's more like 3D face. No, not.
Well, he's got a nice sculpted face,
yeah.
but no, in real life it's thinner and more like
Okay.
yeah. So, guys, I actually look more handsome in real life.
So I'm confident about it all the time.
Okay, fine. I'll keep it real. I just don't look as ugly as I do here in real life. I look slightly more bearable. Yeah. But I'm using a 25mm, wide angle lens, so it particularly makes my face look all circular and stuff. And my receding hairline is even more exaggerated because my like forehead bulges out more.
Done.
But
what?
Yeah, no, he looked like really good looking in real life, and I can now understand why like when people say like, oh, like this K-pop star, she looks even prettier in real life. They always say that. I've never seen a real K-pop star in real life, but I'm like, oh, he's pretty good looking in his videos, but when I see him in real life, I'm like, oh, he's even better looking. And they're like, oh, his face is much thinner. All right, let's keep going.
What's the video? Is she Paida? What is Paida? Dennis.
What? Is she Python? I don't know. Oh, what's the context? 40 watching, only 12 thumbs up. Come on, people. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Kosamui. Konbawa. Hello from Kuala Lumpur. Do not miss Penang and Kuala Lumpur. You are most will. You know what? Yes, we do want to go to Penang particularly, and if we're gonna go to Malaysia, we definitely gotta go to Kuala Lumpur. So that's definitely in the plans. It's actually, although it is like a neighboring country, it is a country I have the least amount of information on. Even though I have a very good Malaysian friend, he doesn't really like to travel there. So I also want to do Indonesia. Indonesia is like the new uncharted.
They just had volcano explosion and people died.
Oh, is the tsunami from there?
Yeah. Last week. Oh no, this week I guess.
Oh. Which part of Japan is Mayu from?
I'm from near Kyoto. Mayu is so kawaii John. I'm the west side of the river. I miss Sukhumvit.
Aww.
Justin back. Can't
Back
manage
again,
to
guys.
finish work. Only happy holidays.
Wow, congrats on being able to finish work so fast.
Happy holiday from the Shimlia. Ethan Mayu. Happy holiday.
You were by your pastor? Counseling.
The counseling thing.
Counseling.
$1 pad thai versus $100 pad thai. Okay, that's funny. Hello, Cordy's on. I've seen the stores in Seoul. I have to try it.
Oh, you seen this one? Maybe
Oh, really?
maybe they do. It says only Jeju, but I guess now they've
Distributed everywhere because
Yeah.
Jeju is a famous
I don't. This isn't a big brand though. Urisul.
Urisu.
It means our liquor.
Our liquor.
You should try it.
Ethan, don't ever change. The reason why you like to give context in your video is why I subscribe. I love the honesty in your video. You don't need a billion jump cuts in a video
Aw.
to make it good.
Appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Shout out to Bangkok Ban. Where is he?
Shout out to Bangkok Bound. Where is he? Where is he?
Agree.
Agreed.
Hello.
Bangkok Bound. I've heard of him, but I've never seen him on my channel.
Why you never give a lot of context if you the subject is you always short answer.
I think I try to let her respond.
Yeah, respond.
But also Mayu is a very I'll tell you a context to that context. Mayu is a very private person. I'm actually even surprised that she is this involved with the videos and the live streams. I encourage it because I mean it's like I like to be open, but I'm like very surprised she is because even when I have subscriber meetups or even with my friends, she doesn't want to like talk or go out. Like she's a very homebody like introvert. So this is one of the most extroverted like
Hikikomori girl.
yeah, Mayu you're seeing the most extroverted like aspect of Mayu right now.
Live stream.
But I think this is good for her because the other day we met up with Tim, one of our patrons, and she was very talkative to him, maybe even more talkative than I am. So I know like Mayu has a lot of value to offer with information, her view on stuff, but I don't push her because like she's a very private person. As a matter of fact, I was doing a street walk video and I'm doing this concept. I don't want to do any cuts. One cut, no cut. But Mayu's like, oh, you said something about me that I don't want people to know. So I had to cut out the audio on that. So, yeah, so that's why I don't interject or speak for Mayu. I let her reveal on her own what she wants. So, sorry guys, don't want it. And, yeah.
Without doubt, one of the smartest people in the world, YouTube. Smartest
Aww.
people. You drinking from here? Did you just drink from here?
Oh my gosh, I just did.
That's
I
okay.
inadvertently swigged it.
It's okay.
It's like the most uneducated thing you could be doing.
It's like
Wow.
I was like looking at around this area. And like, is he drinking from the bottle? I can't see everything.
You guys give me a lot of credit. I'm just a normal, humble, but over-analytical guy. Sometimes the smartest guy is not the smartest guy. Remember that.
Mm-mm.
I was good in school.
Oh, he
but
compliments
horrible
my
with women.
tie. With tie eye. Oh my god, your tie is so clear, Mayu. Thank you.
Joe is a shield, though. Who's Joe? I like Eddie better. Well, who are they talking about? Oh my god, your tie is so clear, Mayu.
Rogan. Joe Rogan.
Oh, Joe Rogan. Yeah.
This Kim Peters face icon is the
Breaking Bad.
Heisenberg.
Mayu and I is like probably. Is it our all-time favorite? It's at least in the top 3.
One of the favorite drama.
Yeah.
Hi guys, I love your blog in Khao Yai. Oh, thank you.
Oh.
Beauty Moonlight. Oh, I like your name, Beauty Moonlight. My favorite channel for Bangkok is LiveTravelAsia, and for Pattaya, it's Kevin Dylan. Kevin likes long live stream up to 3 hours. Street walk sounds interesting.
You guys obviously haven't seen our live streams.
We do 3 hours sometimes. There's a hipster spot in Tomo where Daniel Tiger is. What is
Daniel Tiger? I think he's a celebrity.
Yeah?
Yeah, it sounds familiar.
Congrats on Manchester United performance being so better after Mourinho gone. He's really happy about this.
I am happy, but it's bittersweet happiness. It's like,
hi, Mayu. Hi.
I don't want to go into details about Manchester United. That really has nothing to do with this, and I'm gonna even do a more roundabout speech on it. But overall, no Man U fan is gonna complain when we're finally performing and winning.
Yeah. Rashford scored a goal many times.
Mayu's favorite is Rashford.
Rashi.
Yes.
I love hearing Mayu's style.
Huh?
Okay. Yeah, I love hearing Mayu's style. ขอบคุณค่ะ If you do the first video part without comment, will you put music? Answer.
Answer? No, I will not put music on it. It will feel exactly like you're walking through this street. And I've thought about who it would be, who would want to watch this video.
Merry Christmas.
Okay, I'm not gonna talk about it. I'm going into.
My Ethan. Merry Christmas. Belated. Merry Christmas. With 4K 60 on a 75 inches.
It's very easy to get motion sickness.
That's Game Boy is important, Chris said.
Yeah, you know what, Chris? Let me know, because even the way I shoot it is different. The first one, I relatively keep it stable. Second one, I try to show more and I pan more. And third one, I pan even more. So if you're getting motion sickness, let me know. And then even though it's like the camera movement angles aren't as dynamic, I think I'll stick with a more stable shot. Especially because I noticed, because I didn't get to review the footage until I shot all 3 of them. When it's at 30 frames per second, I'm noticing a lot of motion blur, which is dizzying, even to me. So this is definitely a work in progress. I think it'll take me at least like 10 videos or so until I fine-tune the street walk so you guys have the best experience.
Okay, thanks, man. But you look better. Better in real.
Thank you.
Better.
Yes.
That is someone is. Better.
Do I look like I have more hair in real life?
Oh my god.
I get a lot of comments.
Ask him about your hair. Sensitive.
Sensitive subject.
Yeah.
My receding hairline.
Merry Christmas. I'm going to Bangkok in February. Henry Kwok. Kwok is the
Henry
name
Kwa.
Is the what was that?
Is Vietnamese.
Yeah.
Henry Kwa. I had a friend named Henry Kwa, but there are many Henry Kwas. So I don't know if you're that Henry Kwa.
I never heard Henry. Henry is like. I never heard a Korean guy have a name Henry.
No, he's Vietnamese.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying I heard Henry from the Vietnamese origin. Like when I check in, I guess okay, my English name is Henry. You know,
because Koreans are mostly Christian and they take Christian names.
What is Henry's Christian name?
Henry is not a Christian name.
Yeah.
Henry, I don't know though, because Henry is an English name and it should be
I never heard
Christian. But
the
then
name.
it might be
Henry.
like a Scandinavian name actually.
Yeah.
It could be.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh yeah, yeah. The King Henry, I think he was Scandinavian origin. Yeah.
I'm going to Bangkok in February. Better Call Saul is excellent also.
Oh, still haven't had time to watch that, but we'll check it out.
Burger Giant. Daniel Tiger is a burger giant.
Oh, I've heard of it. Now you remind me. Yes.
Why
Daniel Tiger. It's in Sukhumvit near Asok somewhere, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still haven't had it. I will keep a mental note to try it now. You just reminded me of it. It was like something that I heard like a year ago and haven't heard of since, and it hasn't crossed my mind. But yeah, I should try this place because everyone just keeps raving about it.
Wait. Pushing gas bar.
Alright. Do you ever think about getting a car in Thailand and do travel videos? As a matter of fact, I have.
Renting a car.
I've always thought of it. No, but what I wanted to do was keeping it LiveTravelAsia. We rent cars and we go everywhere, but it's like I thought about getting like a used Honda CRV. I was looking because I don't want to spend a shit ton of money on
CRV.
anything. A used Honda CRV. Because I actually even look at used like Honda Civics, like an AE, whatever, like 95, 97. But it's like a very popular model. Plus people race it and it's all modified and tuned. But like if you want a pretty decent, reliable car from the 90s, like a used one, like a used Honda CRV. I think the price is like, you can get it for about $3,000 or something. It's not much. And it's already, most of the depreciation already happened, so even after I use it, I could still probably sell it, and it would have probably, at most it would cost like $1,000 to own, right? But to get $1,000 worth of use out of it, I was thinking, well, I would have to take that car, sleep in it, and literally go around all of Thailand.
Oh, okay.
And do like a van life type of vlog, but in Thailand. And I thought that would be interesting. But then it just isn't the time for me because I don't have enough, like, I don't have enough income from my YouTube to just do that only. Like, there's a lot of ideas I have for, like, if I actually am independent, I'm just YouTubing full time, there's a ton of things I could be doing. Like, other things I've been thinking about doing is, like, well, if I didn't work, you know, then I could do like these work-study things, and no, work-stay things where you basically do like work, like you help out a family teach English to their kids for 2 days a week, and they let you stay in their house, or sometimes they even, you know, give you breakfast and lunch. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and you just stay in their extra room or something, right? So like there's people who do that. And I thought that would be like an interesting like lifestyle that I could cover, like especially like the place I was thinking of is Japan, because Japan is particularly expensive to travel. Main cost is lodging. So I was like, maybe I'll work study. I mean I keep thinking work study because work stay, and then show you guys how it's like, you know, even though I'm probably too old for that kind of lifestyle. I thought it would be
working holiday.
No, it's not working holiday.
Mm-hmm.
It's called work stay
Oh, yeah.
or something. There's a website on it. And I was browsing through it. Most of the jobs are like, you would have to take care of owner's pet while they're on holiday.
Okay.
Or you would have to teach, in Japan, most of it was teach my kids English.
Okay.
Yeah, and you can stay in a central location in Tokyo. And they'll sometimes even give you like lunch or breakfast for free, and you just have to spend 2 hours a day, or like 2 full days or 3 full days. Yeah, that would be an interesting thing, I think, for some people. Maybe not for the older folks because you guys have money and you would probably rather not deal with it, which is what my mindset is sort of too, but I thought, hey, you know what? If there are people who really want to travel, you know, like a message I want to give through my videos is that there shouldn't be an excuse for you to not be able to travel, kind of thing. Because, you know, that was me back in the States, always giving myself excuses to not travel, or in general just not do what I want to do because I was like, well, what about this? What about that? I overanalyze things. That's why I'm saying being smart is not good. Like sometimes you're just, it's not smart. You come up with more reasons to not do something when you can just do it and be stupid and just take it head on, you know? So that's something I've learned from my life experience being out here and traveling and living in Asia, and I want to sort of present that in my videos. So that was one thing I wanted to try to do. But yeah, live in a car and travel and try to see like more unknown, unseen parts of Thailand through that. It'd be more fun if I could partner up and collaborate with somebody though. It's like two guys just going on a bro trip all around Thailand. Or the other thing, which is probably more feasible that I want to definitely do before Vietnam just gets even more touristy, is a popular thing that people do is they buy a motorcycle in Hanoi or Ho Chi Minh and go the whole length of Vietnam. It's because Vietnam is just a really long, you know, country. And you just take a motorcycle and you travel all the way through Vietnam. And having like been on the roads there and stuff, because I used to rent motorcycles in individual cities, I already know it would be a fantastic trip, especially like that Ho Chi Minh Trail and stuff like that. It's such a beautiful country. I want to do it before it gets even more touristy. But that would be at least 2 months if I was rushing it. And I would ideally want to do it over 3 months. And I also need, like, it's not something you want to do alone. Let's say you get in an accident or something. You want someone there to be able to call the I mean, it's probably not going to happen, but if it does, you know, you should sort of go in groups. Vietnam is slightly more dangerous. But if you're in a group of like 3 or 4 guys, you should be good. So that's something I wanted to do. Just buy a motorcycle and go all the way up and show you guys individual towns and life and show you the more unexplored areas of Vietnam. Especially because I've been to all the main touristy sites already. I've actually been to all the touristy sites already in Vietnam. But yeah, it's like it's an interesting country. Oh, what else?
Yes, too many times YouTubers use music and drown out the natural sounds.
Yeah.
How many languages can you speak?
How many languages can you speak, Mayu?
Thanapat. Kun Thanapat. Ask me. What are you drinking like that? I speak 3. Japanese, English, and Thai. And I have a basic Chinese skill. That means 4, not 3. What are you doing? You're making a noise.
Oh, yeah. I just don't want to throw like...
Mayu is more talkative after the drink. Then he said, yes. Yes.
Mayu is... Yeah, actually she is.
I like to. I mean, I like to enjoy drink at home, relax atmosphere, because I always want like make me sleepy.
When Mayu can't sleep, that's when she drinks. But then the ironic thing is when she drinks, she becomes belligerent. She's the angry drunk.
Yes.
So that's how you can tell that she's actually not very drunk. If she's very drunk, she becomes very angry. Things get...
No, I'm not very angry. The other day I was angry because the room was not clean. Even I asked you to clean.
Things break.
No, I didn't break anything.
Things break while she's trying to clean something.
Just one time. It happened just one time.
No, not just one time.
When? What else? What else did I break? What
No
else
comment.
Did I break?
No comment, babe.
What did I break?
No
You
comment.
broke your phone. You broke something else.
All right, next question,
Go
please.
ahead. Then, where is that? Multiple location, but the one is in Tonlor. Very hot pista building with a giant fan.
I think I've seen that one. Yeah.
I think either
Migrationology or Best Ever Food Review Show did a video on it.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah. How can I apply for Thailand visa? Can someone
From
help me with the agent?
number to get Thailand visa from Dubai. What kind of visa you want? It depends. You can, if you're from UAE, you can get a free visa on arrival. I mean, tourist visa on arrival.
Yeah.
But rest of the another visa is the same procedure at any other country.
Oh man, visa questions cannot even be answered in a 1-hour video. If I did it, there's just too many different kinds of visas, too many different situations, too many exceptions. Even if I told you the exceptions, people are gonna hate me for saying the exceptions because I don't know. Anyways, just travel visas, you shouldn't have to use an agent, that's for sure.
Yeah.
It's relatively easy. Just show a airplane ticket. You only start having problems with tourist visas when you
keep coming
keep doing the visa runs.
Yeah.
But from my experience, I did it for 2 years, just traveling, and no one said anything about it. And even when someone did say something about it, all I did was just went out there and got a job teaching English, which is the second thing I have to be very thankful about this year. This is another thing I've been thinking about. So that Thai vlogger that I did the vlog with, she later messaged me today and said, you know, I have this Korean friend and she is wondering how you stayed in Thailand for so long. And actually I get this question from my viewers a lot. And I just say, oh, how hard could it be? I just got a job teaching English. You know, it doesn't pay much, but they're flexible. I really like the people that I work with. It's a very good work environment, you know. Sometimes it doesn't even feel like work for me. That's why I can deal with the pay, because I enjoy the students, I enjoy the staff, and it's in a great location, right? So it checks all the other marks. But that's the only job I've had here, and the only job I decide to get, they're very straightforward with the work permits and everything, and they take care of me. So I'm probably taking it for granted. Because when I started thinking about it from this Korean person's perspective, I started thinking about all the horror stories I heard from my Korean friends. I have one Korean friend who used to work for a very big Korean company out here. And although they were pretty good with a work visa issue, she hated working for that Korean company. So I'm like, I told her, and my answers are not simple. So I'm like, well, first of all, I have a work permit, but she could, if she's Korean, then she can, work for a Korean company, but she should be careful which Korean company she works for, because it's driven a lot of my Korean friends to leave Thailand and go back to Korea. That's how, it's like, because the Korean companies act just like Korean companies out here, high pressure, ridiculous demands by bosses, yeah, all the horrible things you hear about Korean companies. It's probably even more unprofessional and crazier out here. So you hear that a lot. And what's the other option? You could teach Korean. But I was talking to this Korean girl who was teaching Korean out here. And she tells me, because there's so many Koreans who want to live out here and not as many people who want to learn Korean, you need to be really qualified to teach Korean out here. She has like a degree in education to teach Korean and all sorts of stuff. And she says that, like these Korean teachers know each other because they go to conferences and stuff together apparently. and she tells me all of them are very highly qualified Korean teachers. So I don't think like anybody like to teach English. If you're from America, you have a college degree, or Canada, or any of the major English speaking countries, it's relatively easy to get an English teaching job. Demand for it is high, and you know, the barrier to entry is quite low. So I take that for granted, and sometimes I just assume all my viewers and the people I'm responding to are, you know, from one of these English speaking countries. But my analytics does show that I do have 3-4% viewers from Korea. So and I have viewers from, you know, other Asian countries where that's not that fallback option isn't always available for you. So that's something I take for granted. And I was like, you know, sometimes we're always thinking about why we're happy to be out here in Thailand, and always thinking about why Thailand is great, you know, because we're enjoying our lives out here. But at the same time, I have to be thankful that I'm an American, you know. Just me being American and me speaking a language that other people want to live, which is not to my is not something that's from what I tried or any. It's just I just happen to be lucky enough to be a person that, yeah, is an American. It makes my life a lot easier out here. So I'm really thankful for that. Sometimes I was like, darn, I wish I was Korean, because Koreans get 90 days visa free entries, you know. They don't even need to get a tourist visa to get 90 days. They just come in, no visa, 90 days. But when all things are considered, being an American is quite beneficial out here living in Thailand. So even with the downsides, like I can tell you about all the downsides of being an American, but can't complain. Yeah, I'm very thankful for the position that I'm in. And I really, at the end of the day, I didn't really have like a solid advice for this person. Like, how can this, because this person, I guess she had to open up a business to stay here. And I think I saw a vlog with her in it. She was like, she had like a Korean restaurant or something in the middle of a mall or something. I could imagine that isn't cheap.
It's the same person?
And I could imagine that.
It's a different person, right?
What do you
It's the
mean?
same person. The Korean girl that you're talking about.
What
She used
same
to
person?
work in a Korean big company, and then she quit the job and she opened a
No,
restaurant.
that's a different person.
Okay.
But yeah, I apparently probably the business isn't doing good. That's why she has to cancel it, close it, and she's thinking about what she can do. So that's a tough situation, and I know a lot of Koreans don't want to go back to Korea. It's not just Thailand. Even if I talk to Koreans in America, Koreans anywhere, they just don't want to be in Korea. Although, if you're not Korean, being in Korea is quite awesome, actually. This is sort of weird. So people can't sympathize with Koreans because, you know, if you're an English teacher in Korea, you're actually quite well off. They pay you well. It's a very modern country, great retirement system. They even give you a pension. They give you like health care, just being a English teacher out there. So it's really great. But if you're Korean, it's not that great. Even being Korean American, you're sort of in the middle. Like if you are like an American and you are female and you have blonde hair, life is gonna be super easy for you in Korea being an English teacher. But then like you're a male, then it gets slightly harder. They don't want to hire males. You're older, then they start discriminating against you because you're older. They don't want older people teaching their kids. And then if you're Asian looking, then they start discriminating against you because you're Asian looking. So it's Korea's a tough country to be in. They're very, very judgmental about those kinds of things. All right, Let's see. Do do do. Wait, so does Ethan know Korean? Yup, I definitely know Korean. 한국말 합니다. Is Vietnam crowded? Ho Chi Minh is definitely crowded. Is it more crowded than Bangkok? It doesn't feel like it. But I have a feeling it may be. But for some reason it didn't feel like it was more crowded than Bangkok. Bangkok is a very crowded city. Like, you just have so many people here from all over the world. So it feels more lively. Ho Chi Minh, it may feel crowded to some, but it just feels grungy to me. Like, there aren't...
Everywhere, when I went, everywhere is a construction site. And
I'm sure a lot of things finish constructing, but that is truly a street food area. Like, the malls are just so expensive to eat at. You can't eat at the malls there. It's more expensive than Bangkok. So then you have to eat street food, but the street food over there is just... Like, the bars and everything are just like little plastic stools. You sit around, like, it's not even proper tables like here in Thailand. Thailand, they use like the metal tables, you know, and the metal chairs. In Vietnam, it's like these little small plastic tools that are like stools that are like this tall, and you're all crouched around like plastic tables that are this tall, and you're sitting on like road. It's not even a sidewalk, it's actually a road. And all this dust and crap is flying around you while people are walking by, cars are driving by. It feels grungy. So in some ways it feels more crowded, but if I take a step back and look at it, there's far less people than Bangkok. That's how I feel. I had to LOL on that, but yeah, lots of people have it worse off than us here. Yep. I don't like Korea either. Korea, Ho Chi Minh, more hectic because of all the motorbikes. Yeah, as far as the roads, it does seem more crowded because it's just as much traffic, but there's more action going on because they're motorbikes. They're all packed together. You know? What you think about Bangkok's condo market right now? Bangkok's condo market is just as heated as 2 years ago, which was just as heated as 2 years before that, and it's anyone's guess if it's just gonna keep going up. But I'm an American, and like, to an American, it's what goes up must come down. That is our logic, you know, because we're in a more developed market where we have cycles. But you talk to another Asian person, they'll say no. And it's probably because, you know, prices are already all so low that, and these countries are all developing, so they've only sort of experienced a lot of ups, you know? So, who knows? Relative to... There's still a lot more potential in Bangkok. Like, that's what I was thinking the other day. I was actually thinking about this quite a bit. When I was in Icon Siam, there are these really luxury condos, and they're selling for like $500,000 to $1 million US. So it's more expensive than Irvine, California, which is a hot real estate market, particularly also with foreign investors. I mean, anybody who's in SoCal know Irvine is now like, it's like mini China with mainland Chinese, rich mainland Chinese. They just buy like I literally would do open houses, and I gave up sometimes. Like, I'm like, why am I even trying to do loans out here? Because Chinese people will come in tour buses, go to the model rooms, and just buy it in cash, like there. Like a whole tour bus full of people. They'll buy like 5, 6, 7, 8 of them. and all the real estate agents will just go into cash deals. And I'm like, what's the use of a loan officer out here? That's what I was thinking 4 years ago, right? So I can only imagine it's even worse. But you know, it's not even gotten that crazy out here. And as great as Irvine is, you know, how nice it is. Like the gentrified nice, like nice clean roads, big like, you know, like nice little how do you say? There's a Diamond Jamboree Plaza, and they got, you know, the 85 degrees, or is it 85 degrees or 87 degrees, the bakery there, and all sorts of nice gentrified restaurants and stuff. I think about it, and it's like, it still doesn't compare to Icon Siam. Icon Siam is, it's just a whole new level. If I didn't say like, this is Thailand and this is California, so I'm gonna give a price bias because this is California, and it's just, since it's California, it should be more expensive. And I just looked purely on the neighborhood and the lifestyle I'll have. I would much rather live next to Icon Siam over Irvine, right? So, and I'm like, well, I guess it does justify the price, you know? And who knows how Bangkok will be in 10-15 years from now. You know, I only see like them developing stuff around here. If you go to Irvine or SoCal, you don't see a lot of people tearing stuff down. They just sort of renovate the homes. Like businesses just sort of chug on. The barrier to entry to start a new business there is really tough, so there isn't much of an incentive to develop things. Whereas here in Bangkok, they're always tearing down old things, building new things. It just keeps developing. So if you just take the bias off that, oh, this is some third world country or something, and just look at it on face value, like, how great is this city to live in? You know, how dynamic is this city? How fun is this city? How central is it to all the other like future players of, you know, the world economy, like China and Vietnam and Singapore and Hong Kong? Like, it's very central, right? Then you're like, and like an area like right next to Icon Siam where they're gonna start developing everything. I guess it could go up even more, like 2-3 times even more. It's possible. I'm not saying it will, but it's possible. So I don't want to discount it and say, oh, the market is just heated and it's gonna go down, because, you know, that was what I was thinking when I was buying this condo, and it's just only gone up, you know. But who knows? You know, what's happening in the US market, it rebounded today, but if there's a downturn, it impacts, you know, the Japanese markets and everything. They might start closing factories out here, and then the investments might die down. Who knows, the trade war with China might just like dry up the Chinese cash, and Chinese people might stop investing and buying houses, and the housing market might, like, you know, crash. It's like there's too many factors, but yeah, basically the point of that is anything can happen. What do I think about? I think a lot, but I don't have an answer for you. It could go either way. Invest at your own risk. Ultimately, I think that's why I keep saying, if you're gonna buy a condo, buy it if you plan on living there, and you know you're gonna enjoy the lifestyle of wherever you're buying. Don't. That's the only safe way you can buy property anywhere. You know, that's, so live out here for a year. You love it. It's still a good lifestyle out here. I love it. That's why I'm thankful for owning this condo. All markets are Ponzi scheme. Buy low, sell high. That is, I believe that too. It's like the Asian markets are just developing, so they've only seen the ups, but, you know, us Americans, we know it's a Ponzi scheme. You know, they're gonna drop the value, and everyone's gonna start buying it when it's low, and it's eventually gonna drop like that. But we'll see. Yeah, actually, there's a bit of fear of real estate bubble pop in 2019-20, definitely, due to global economic situation. May be a good opportunity to buy cheap. Yeah. I mean, I really would sit on the sidelines for like another year, but don't kill me if the prices are even more unaffordable in a year. Don't buy marijuana from the cigarette vendors. It's laced.
They
What?
approved the marijuana medical use for marijuana for medical use in
They
Thailand.
they did?
Yeah, I saw them yesterday.
Also, they approved it today?
The
Wow.
New Year's gift.
Go to BVM for a weekend. Get your. Check out TNR Saigon Toxin Corner. Okay. The food court at M Quartier is awesome. I would eat there every day if I live close. Don't have to worry about leaving tip. Yep, love it. Actually, going there tomorrow.
Where?
All the local
Icons, yeah.
all the local Bangkok
Are you
people
closer?
are they really, we all like Icon Siam. You guys know I'm, especially when it comes to food, I'm very negative or pessimistic. I try not to overhype something when it comes to food, but Icon Siam is I can't, there's not too many bad things I can say about it. Other than I don't live right next to it, so it's a trip. Oh my gosh, yesterday we finally went to the movie theater at Icon Siam. I can tell you, without a doubt, it is the best movie theater I've been to. It was 120 baht still for movie Wednesday. The seats were a lot better, and it's a major, but it's the newest one. It's the best one. Like how they decorated the place, the bathrooms, it's just so luxurious. Like I felt out of place coming here, like being some cheap guy that paid, $3-4 to watch a movie and using the facilities there. That's how nice the movie theater at Icon Siam is. And now like the top floors are open, that they now have like ponchon chicken and all the sort of middle class types of gentrified restaurants that now we sort of like to go to. So it's now got pretty much everything. New Year's, they partnered up with the Thailand Tourism Authority, and they're supposed to have this big New Year's gala, fireworks gala, which we want to go, and at the same time we're dreading to go because we know it's gonna be packed. If there is ever gonna be an accident of a ferry tipping over or something in Chao Phraya River because it's too many people, it'll probably happen on New Year's Eve. Yeah, it's but I don't know. Like, I was gonna do it, but the guy that I was gonna do it with mentioned that there is a coupon, like a $500, 500 baht off, 1,000 baht purchase coupon for one of the top like steakhouses in Bangkok. So we might do that. We might splurge because if you see our Prompong street walk, which we did on Christmas Day, you'll see that we just ended up eating Japanese food for like 150 baht. So we sort of wanna, we usually don't, but we'll splurge one time and pay close to $20 for a meal. Oh my gosh, $20 for a meal. It's something that we would never do out here. I start trying to find a cheaper place to eat, even when it starts getting to like $10 a meal. I'm like, this is way too expensive. I can't remember the last time I had a $20 meal, but we may do it because this restaurant that we made a reservation for, it looks quite legit. Are you excited for it, Mayu? Mayu's tired.
Sleepy now. $20 per meal. The other day I went to the.
I'm hoping it comes out to be 15.
Okay.
Yeah.
Although someone need to eat the steaks.
No, I don't want the steak. I saw their chicken with like herbs and stuff.
I want a steak if you go to a good restaurant. They
Okay.
must serve the good meat, not chicken. You still want to have stuffing? That's why you're saying chicken?
I don't think they have stuffing in the chicken.
I don't know. It's like chicken.
It just looked very nicely presented. It seems very Christmassy, New Year's. Alright. Oh, hey Jack.
Jack is
Yeah, morning.
finally on after 2 hours.
Alright guys, we are about to wrap up now. It's getting
2 hours.
to 2 hours.
Yeah.
So if we wrap up now, we'll probably wrap up in another hour. Oh, we do want to show you. Oh, shoot. Because we've been doing these live streams of us building the fake Lepin logo. We finally finished it.
Okay.
So we should showcase you the end result. Mai already decorated it. What?
Where's my poopy guy?
It went for a trip.
Oh my gosh! This is more than $20 a Bali. This guy's cost more.
Actually,
than him.
this guy cost more than
him.
this. You bought it in Taiwan, right? Yeah.
No, this is I bought it in the toy convention I bought.
So we finally finished it. Look at this. It is so nice. I like it. It's very like travel vibe. So originally I was gonna give this to Mayu's nephew because he's really into Legos. I think I'll keep it. It'll be a display. Yeah. Maybe I can even take pictures of this or something. Oh! Something came off.
Something. And it went in the glass.
Oh yeah? Oh.
You have to wash it. It's gonna be sticky.
Oh yeah.
You have to wash it.
I don't know where that came from.
Not
But yeah, here we go. It even has a top here. It does this. It moves. It moves with the wheels. Everything is sort of moving. The door is open. So yeah, it's quite nice. Almost makes me want to buy another one of these Lepins, you know? I was never really into Legos, but yeah. Ta-ding. So we showcase that. Try Babette Steakhouse online discount reservations at Muse Hotel up to 50% off. Tomahawk Wagyu, very nice. Well, we're going to this place called Chote, right? Chote. It's Kote. It's
Kokot.
Kokot. COTT something E.
Kokot, yeah.
It looks really good, and one of our subscribers who's moved out here, Best 101, is we already made reservations already together, so
Yeah.
there's gonna be food court at Icon Siam next year. Yeah, you're talking about Food Republic, right? Cause I actually like that food court. We go to the Food Republic. I like the Food Republic at Rama 9 and Siam Discovery. Or is it the other one? But it's that Siam Discovery area. So I'm looking forward to that food court. Mini Cooper needs driver. Yes, we do. We have driver here.
Yes.
He's a very good driver because he's Japanese. You know how Japanese drivers are known to follow road rules.
No comment. Because you jump him. You push him from the car.
There's did Mayu say that cannabis got legalized in Thailand today? Yes, she did. I can't confirm, but she said you read it in the news, right?
Yeah.
Medical cannabis.
Thailand opened a new door. Ta-da!
Yeah, I guess this also allows them to sell medical cannabis to other countries too. I think that was one of the main drivers to do this.
That means those farmers will be growing marijuana.
I wonder if they'll sell it to America now. The other day I saw this documentary on how there's just too much supply of marijuana in America. And
That means price goes down.
price goes down. I mean, it's good for the people who use it, but
It's what America use.
But,
Yes, yeah.
you know, all these marijuana guys, you know, they're probably thinking, oh, I just want a life of just growing marijuana and smoking marijuana. And life ain't that simple when, because everybody wants to do it, then you got. So I think that's what happened. So a lot of them are going out of business over there. So we'll see.
Oh, it's too big for him. Look at this. He's squeezed by.
All right, guys. So let's see. Before we wrap up, everybody, if you can, could you comment what you're most thankful about?
Okay.
Yeah, I just want to know. I want to know if it's the same thing that I was back in the States. Try to do something that's unique. Try to do something that's not like, you know, we all know we're thankful for our families. We're thankful for our health. We're thankful for a good, stable income. We're thankful for a roof over our heads. Although those are very, very thankful things that you should be thankful about, I sometimes feel like that's a cop-out answer because everyone, I mean, that's what we always default to. I want to hear things that you're thankful for that aren't so generic.
When you raise the bar upper higher now.
I don't know, because I want it to be unique. I'm not saying that you shouldn't be thankful for it. Those are things that you should be the most thankful about, but yeah, other things. I'm curious. I bought my medical records. So much bad weed in the States. Oh, I don't know that. Hey man, where did you grow up? USA? I was born in Korea, and then I moved to Africa when I was 7, and I moved to Connecticut when I was 14, and then I moved to California when I was 15. And I was there ever since I moved out here. Moved out when I was 32 or something. 33? Can't do the math how long I've been in the States. 17, 18 years? 19 years? Alright, I'm Ty, and you did a good job presenting the country. Oh, thank you. I definitely, yeah, try to be mindful. I try not to be offensive, and I try not to offend any Thais, because, you know, I really am thankful to be in this country, and I want other people to like it, you know. So thank you so much for the comments. Well, being as you didn't mention it yourself, I'm thankful for Mayu being Mayu. Oh, actually, I was actually just thinking about this too. One of the other top things I'm very thankful about is, you know, Mayu. But it's something that I'm sort of thankful for every day. And I think, like, that, yeah, it's like the first year I met Mayu when I was doing this, like, what am I thankful for? It's definitely Mayu. So now I'm just trying to be unique and trying to find other things to be thankful about. it's not that I'm not thankful about Mayu or the things that I do already have. Like, I have good health, you know, I have lots of things to be thankful about. I always sort of want to feel like I progressed every year, and I try to have more things to be thankful about the following year. I don't know, maybe this may come off as unthankful to some, but one of the things, I think sometimes you can be too thankful. Like, I always had this mentality, everything is relative to how you see things. So I never wanted to be ungrateful, so I always want to try to be thankful and remind myself to be thankful about things. But while in the States, you know, we always do this kind of stuff at church. We talk about what we're thankful for. And I really can't think of... I was really, really miserable, but I try to suppress it by defaulting to those things that, you know, you could usually be thankful about, which is I have good health, I have a loving family, I have this and this and this, right? I have a good stable job that provides me a roof over my head and stuff. It's not that you shouldn't be thankful about that. You should never take that for granted, and you should be thankful. But because of those things that every year I would remind myself I was thankful of, it went to a point where I was just too content. You should be content, but there's a point where you could be too content, and you don't want to do something new or pursue something new. So I think there's a balance of thankfulness to appreciate what you already have, and a drive to, you know, improve something for the next year. So that's why I was focusing on being thankful about my YouTube channel's growth, because that was the biggest thing for me this year. And yeah, I really appreciate that. Mayu is so thankful. Like, it's like, she's right here, so I can't say it. But I'm very thankful for Mayu. What about you, babe? Are you thankful for Ethan? No comment. We sort of, I don't know. I'm only saying this because it's like in front of you guys. When we don't really say this kind of stuff. We're sort of very Asian in that sense. Grateful and thankful for the means to travel also. Oh my gosh, yeah, that's true. You know, like, I'm always reminded when my Thai students try to get visas to America, and understanding how difficult it is for a Thai person to get a visa. Another reason I'm super thankful that it's really easy. Like, if there's somewhere I want to go in the world, I can go. My limitation is I don't have the money. But there are people out there who have the money and they still can't travel. You know, so...
I don't have money, but I can go anywhere because my passports allow me to go everywhere.
Yeah, so in some ways I'm not any less fortunate than those people who are super wealthy. But they still can't travel because they won't give them a visa. America won't give them a visa. Ooh, recreational marijuana is now legal in Canada too. Recreational.
Fun. For fun.
It means you can just buy it
Leisure.
for whatever reason, yeah. Thankful for being able to continue breathing again every morning. Yeah. Definitely never want to take your health for granted.
This is good for Canada for life. It's all
What are you
your
planning to earn
choice.
income in Thailand? Unless you are a millionaire, making a living overseas is very tough. If you speak English, making money overseas is actually not tough. Yeah. And that's one of the things I'm very thankful about for my American passport. It really does a lot. Yeah. I always have the fallback option of being able to teach English. For my college diploma. Yeah, my bachelor's degree and
You studied a business, no?
I did, but the business part doesn't really help me too much. It hasn't really helped me in life at all, actually. All my jobs at the bank, I got it because I performed well. And I started at the bank before I even started working in going to school. Yeah. And I probably got there because Americans, really appreciate military personnel. So right after basic training, yeah, they know, like, if you've been in the army, you passed your basic training and you're a soldier, you have a basic level of reliability and dependability. That's how businesses see you. So that's probably how I got my first job at the bank. It was just taking customer service calls, but that got my foot in the door, and from there, all my promotions have been in sales, which is really just purely numbers based. It's how much you can sell, how motivated you are to put in the overtime and stuff like that. So my business degree didn't do anything for me. I tried to get a job in finance, but when I graduated in 08, like, there was no finance job, guys. That was like the worst time to graduate with a finance degree. So business degree hasn't helped me. And now, like, the business degree doesn't really help me get a job out here either, because people sort of discount it, They care more about your work experience, and my work experience has always been in sales and customer service, which are very tough jobs to get out here as a foreigner, because those are generally like Thai jobs. But just the fact that I have a college bachelor degree and an American passport, you can always teach English anywhere in the world. So that's yeah, I'm super thankful for that. I'm never gonna take it for granted, because I get reminded constantly, because I have other teachers who don't have a college diploma, and they have to jump through hoops and loops to, like, maintain their eligibility to continue teaching. And even like guys who are from South Africa, and although their English is just as good, they're technically an African country, so they have extra requirements to teach. And yeah, it's like it reminds me of how thankful I should be in the position I am. So let's see. Thankful the dollar hasn't collapsed yet. That is definitely unique. Yes. I should be thankful too. Yes. You deserve it. Great content. Yes. Thank you so much. Thankful discovering Ethan and Maya, especially during my plannings and wanting to move to Thailand to start a new life. Aww. Aw, man. That's so nice. Would you recommend traveling if you don't know what to do in life? People always go to travel, but not sure if it will be beneficial. Well, I don't recommend you spend your life savings just to travel, but it depends how old you are. If you're, like, fresh out of high school or college, you should, I'm old-fashioned Asian. I think you should, if you're straight out of high school. You know what, though? I think if you're straight out of high school, you could travel for a year. You could do worse. If you have parents to give you a bit of money, you don't need that much money. I sometimes think $500 or $1,000 to travel is money better spent than spending like $100,000 on your college, like relative spending $100,000 on your college degree. You will, because you will learn a lot about yourself. This is something I take for granted now that I've already done it. But when I was in the States, we all have this track. We think it's gonna all be over after we graduate high school. We're all so excited to graduate high school, but it's just another hurdle. As soon as you graduate high school, you gotta go to college, right? You get a 1-month vacation. What do? Spring break in Mexico. You're not gonna have any like existential moments. This is like self discovery during spring break, you know. You're gonna go there. The first 2 days are gonna feel great, like, oh my gosh, I feel so free. And then the remaining 3 days, you're just counting down and going, oh shoot, I gotta go back into the rat race. And that's generally how vacations have been for me. I would take one or two vacations a year, and it's never really a true vacation. You never have time to really think about things. All you're thinking about is just doing that rat race, you know. As soon as you finish high school, competing to get into the best college, you're competing to get the best grades so that you can compete to get the best job, and then you compete to have the most amount of stuff so you can compete to get the, you know, prettiest wife or the most like qualified wife, so then you can compete your kids to do the same. And you never have time to think and breathe and think about what you really want in life and what really makes you happy. And I think taking time to do that is super important. And you don't necessarily have to do it by traveling. I guess you could just do it. I mean, knowing what I know now, I guess I could have even done it back in the States. You know, the 1 or 2 months I had for summer break, instead of, you know, going out with my friends and trying to like meet girls at the club or whatever, I could have just, you know, just sat home and really just thought about this kind of stuff. What's really gonna make me happy in life, you know? But then again, I also didn't have the life experiences back then to be brave enough to like discount all the stuff that my parents were telling me would make me happy. And oh my gosh, another battery changes. But yeah, what the traveling does to you though is it puts you out of the box, the mindset that you're entrapped in. Like, there's a different kind of rat. I'm not gonna say there isn't a rat race out here in Thailand. There certainly is. Maybe you might even think, in some ways, it might be an even bigger rat race. But the way that the rat race is conducted is slightly different in every country. And there are definitely things you can learn by observing how things are done in another country. There's, although, you know, now the value of wealth and capitalism is sort of everywhere, there isn't a single country that isn't going to push that. You should try to acquire as much things as you can and, you know, earn dollars. That's pretty much the mindset in most places. But America is so unique that if you go elsewhere, you get like a reality check, like, whoa, like I'm in Vietnam, it's a communist country, but you know, these people that I always thought were like crazy, like military, like robots, sometimes they feel more human to me. They're more like personal with family relationships. They value family more, you know? Things like that. Like, it makes you like take a step back and analyze yourself and your values and put things into perspective. You might think you're the most family, like most family guy, like the guy that, is all about his family and stuff, relative to your friends, because that's in America. People might be too busy, pursuing their careers and stuff. You might actually seem like a very family orientated type of guy, but then you go to another country and you're like the least family orientated guy. That makes you realize something about yourself. It doesn't necessarily make you think like, you have to be more family orientated, but it triggers you to analyze that aspect of yourself. You're just like, am I gonna be really happy being like these people out here and not really caring about my career and living this kind of lifestyle? Like having a baby when I'm 18 years old and being tied down to a family and providing for them. Is that the life that I really want? And it lets you like see it play out where you would never see that kind of situation in America. Well, maybe in some states. Like I know like Midwestern states, like I had some friends from Africa that moved to those areas, like in the Midwest and stuff, and got married when they're only 18, 19, and then start having kids. It's like blows my mind. But in California, like SoCal, we generally are pursuing our careers until 27, 28. That's when we start getting married. That's how most of my friends are. I don't know a single friend that got married when they're 18. So I've never seen that kind of, family dynamic or relationship play out. And when I'm in Vietnam, like it seems like these kids are like having babies when they're 16, 17, 18, and you're like, oh my God, I thought I was pretty family orientated, thinking I want to get married when I'm 27 and stuff. Because a lot of my friends start getting married when they're 32. But these kids are getting married when they're 18. And it didn't necessarily make me think, oh, I need to be more family orientated. It triggered something in my head to think, actually, is that what I really want? And it's like, and I realized that wasn't what I wanted. I'm looking at him, I'm like, geez, like, that guy is tied down to that family, and that's all he has to do. And I mean, I don't want to go too deep into it because you might think I'm being judgmental and stuff, but you can arrive to different conclusions. Maybe you do like it. Maybe you do like that atmosphere, and you think, darn, why am I thinking so much about pursuing my career? I can see that you don't really need a lot of money to have a family, and you could have a relatively happy life, and I think that's what I want. But it's like, by traveling and seeing things in different perspectives allows you to maybe think outside the box of what's possible. So I think it's great. I think even if you're a young person, you should travel, and if you've never traveled like this ever, you should. You might be very surprised at what you might realize about yourself. And having gone through that process myself, my biggest regret is that I didn't do it sooner, because there's so many things I would have done differently before if I had traveled, And if that's the case, then you sort of feel like, a part of your life was a waste. Like, why did I waste all this effort into like making all this money or trying to spend all this or buying all these clothes when it really actually doesn't matter like that? So I'm not saying that that's gonna be your conclusion, but that's like something that I realized about myself. I felt like I spent way too much money buying like useless things, working so much to acquire like stuff that ultimately didn't give me that much happiness. And now I know how to prioritize what I want. Seeing things play out differently in other countries also gave me the courage to even confront my parents and be confident in saying, your idea of what you think is going to make me happy is not, and I clearly can say that more confidently. Whereas if all I see are like people who act one way, I have no basis of experience to say otherwise, Jack, I'm thankful the exchange rates for dollar or baht has not gone down like other countries. Yeah. Hey guy, I moved to Ari recently with my girlfriend. Thanks to your Ari video, it helped out with getting to know the area before arriving. Awesome, buddy. I'm sort of jealous of you. That area is really nice. Yeah. um. College degrees are overrated. Sometimes I wish I didn't have mine. Well, now that you have it, it's definitely nice to have it. But yes, I sometimes wish I spent those 4 years doing something else. Knowing what I know now, I know I could have used those 4 years far more effectively. You know? But since I already have it, I'm thankful for it. I wouldn't give it away, that's for sure. Is it true that volume of tourists from China, Korea, Russia is down because of explosion of travelers coming the coast? The cost went up in Bangkok, Pattaya, especially beers and girls. As a matter of fact, the number of tourists from China just exceeded 10 million. There's like the main tourist. Let me tell you, this might sort of hurt the feelings of us Westerners, but Thailand's main target market for tourism right now is clearly the Chinese. They're the ones that are driving tourism here, mostly. So they have like a specific goal of Chinese tourists they want in Thailand every year. And this year, they wanted to up it to 10 million. And they hit that already 2-3 weeks ago. So yeah, it was originally down and they're worried. And Thailand, like a lot of you guys have heard that they were piloting some tourist visa programs for everybody to make it easier. Mayu was telling me that for Chinese, they just didn't even charge them a tourist visa. Yeah, you know how you have to pay like $60, $50 for the 60-day tourist visa? They basically waived that just for Chinese people. And Indians too? And Indians too. And then, boom, they exceeded their goal. So, no, definitely Chinese tourists are up. But you don't, sometimes I don't notice them. Well, then again, I don't really go to the touristy areas anymore. So I don't have like a idea of how many tourists there are. And actually sometimes there's a lot of Thais that are Chinese ethnic. So even when I'm just walking around Bangkok, sometimes it just sort of blends in. Although Chinese people dress very differently. Like sometimes I don't know if there's a higher ratio of Chinese to Thai. It's not significantly noticeable. It seems about the same to me, you know? There's definitely a lot more Chinese and Koreans at RCA for sure though, because I drive by there to go to the grocery store. Now I feel like Onyx, it's mainly Chinese and Koreans only. It's like I feel like I would never go there again. It's so touristy now. As far as Russia though, the tourists from Russia has been on the low for a while now. The main drop happened when the Russian ruble tanked with the whole oil thing, and the oil prices haven't really fully recovered since then. So that's a factor. And when I talk to other Russians, Thailand, what they feel about Thailand is becoming more civilized. As strange as it sounds, the Russian guys that I talk to, they like the very rugged, uncivilized feel. So even, yeah, and this was me talking to them 3 years ago and stuff. They're Koh Chang, for example, which is an island that I particularly like, was particularly popular with the Russians. But you'll be hard pressed to find a lot of Russians in Koh Chang now. It's died down significantly. And when I'm talking to these Russians, they're like, you know, Thailand, they don't like the changes. And like 3-4 years ago, they're all going to Cambodia. And, you know, Russians love their beaches, so they're going to Sihanoukville. That was the main area they're going to back then. And even when I was traveling in Vietnam, oh my gosh, Nha Trang is like Russia town. And it's not like there's a lot of Russians everywhere in Vietnam. It's just particularly Nha Trang, there's a ton of Russians. You'll see Russian signage posts. And it's not just like every beach area has equivalently the same amount of Russians. Nha Trang does, because when you go to Da Nang, you see less Russians. So, yeah, Russians have these particular locations they like to go to and move. I don't think Thailand's been a hot area for them. They just really like that raw, like, beach feel. So I think they tend to like gravitate to the next thing, which is sort of past. So I don't see as many Thais. Koreans, I don't have the official numbers, but just based on how many Koreans I see so many Koreans. I don't think the number of tourists from Korea has died down. It's, let's see, the other day I was in the Japanese supermarket, right? A third of the people there were Koreans at Prompong. Yeah, like third of the people shopping there are Koreans in a Japanese supermarket in Thailand. So there's tons of Koreans out here. Marriages suck and they don't work. We all know that's the truth. Not many employers care about GPA. Academic field maybe? Overabundance of candidates or something. Yep, employers mainly care about experience. Parents will give the best advice to their kids they know and give advice sincerely. The problem is, it may not be the best advice for the kids. You can't really blame or fault the parents for doing. I don't fault my parents for trying, but yeah, the age that they grew up and the age that I'm growing up is completely different. The thing that I have an issue with my father, however, is that he is quite arrogant and insists he is correct. And it's not just to me. That's just his personality. And to some degree, you have to be with his profession. So, if you have a very wise father who gives you great advice and everything you follow tends to work out, then that's great. But unfortunately, my experience, I can say, is completely opposite. It might seem like I'm heartless saying this, but it's the truth. Everything that I've followed ended up making me unhappy. And it's not that I haven't followed it. I've followed it as far as to even accept arranged marriages. And it's like one of the worst decisions I've made. So when I had the confidence to sort of believe in myself and make my own decisions, which wasn't really a thing that he would teach me, which I think parents should, then that's when I actually became happy. There's points when I even told him I made these decisions and I'm actually happy, and then he would ridicule me and say, "You're a disobedient son," and like make me feel bad about myself. So and say, "I can't believe what you're saying." And this isn't this is a family dynamic I really can't expect everyone to relate to, because not every culture is gonna be like this. But you know, lately I've been watching this video. It's quite interesting. There's this one Korean guy who married he's Canadian, and he married she's a Muslim and half black girl. She's half black and like Muslim. Oh, that is like that is the worst recipe for disaster. Koreans are very Christian. They're very, oh my gosh. And he's also like the firstborn son, the only son. And uh, it's, if you watch his video, it seems quite extreme, like how his parents react. But I could totally relate to it. And I would, and I'm like, this guy actually has balls. He married a half black. Even right now, I would not like. It's not that I'm being racist, but I don't want to deal with the hassle of what like my family would say if I married a half black Muslim girl, that I wouldn't even meet them to like date, just because it's not that I think I don't personally like them. It's just, why do that when it's like, if I didn't have a choice, or I already met her and I fell in love with her and I like her and I like her as a person, then I would accept it. But I don't, it's like, if I have a choice, then I might as well just not put myself in a position to fall in love with her, because I know of the backlash I would get from my parents. That, and I feel like they would act even worse than this guy's parents. So it's super interesting. I'm watching this video and it's just, I can only say I'm thankful I'm not in this guy's shoe. Although I'm sort of am, because I am Korean. So it's like that's just how Korean parents are. It's I can go into lengths about Koreans, but the problem with it is they don't even believe they may be wrong. Koreans are very confident in what they believe, you know? And that's sometimes like the most dangerous thing, because you could be wrong, but they're so proud and they believe what they know is right, that there is no compromise, you know? And the whole culture and everybody around you encourages you and tells you you're right. And you'll, if you read news about like all the things that are going wrong in Korea, and then you like see how they studied it and do a case study, and then you keep hearing this thing like, oh, Korea is a very patriarch like society, and they always seem to blame it, right? And you're going, how patriarch can they be? You know, that an airline pilot, a co-pilot, when he knows the main pilot is doing something wrong, can't even tell him that, you know, he's doing something wrong, that the airplane crashes. Like it would never even, it would never, no, it's not just 1984, it happened like several times. and
every passenger,
and at the end of these airline crashes, they always like have the same answer. It's like, you know, they try to change the culture, but it's still like in Korea, the pilots are usually from the military, and particularly military people, they have a rank, and they're not even supposed to tell the other person that they're wrong, even when they're wrong. And you're like going, what? It blows your mind, and you're thinking, this just seems like BS. There must be another reason. But I'm telling you, that is Korea. I'm not hating on it. It's,
are you threatening Korean?
no, I'm not hating on it, because there are some advantages to this. That is why Korea is so highly efficient, and they're so great at like getting something done really quickly. Why? I mean, there is a reason why Samsung is a beast, right? It's run like a military, like it's like military, like it doesn't matter if you're a girl or a boy. There is none of that. You work and you follow like it's like a top-down management approach. They have the best top-down management approach. Whatever the top guy says will get done. No questions are asked. Like there is no time wasted like trying to be creative and talking back and forth like that. It's like, that's why Koreans are the best. Like they're very effective in the beginning, because what they would do is they would take American technology and just make it cheaper and better and faster. And that is an aspect of society that allowed them to do that. If somebody says, let's do this, they will do it. No questions asked, and they'll do it. They'll be hardworking, and they won't like think twice, and they'll finish it. That's just how culture is. And there is like a power system over there. And the power system sometimes is good. And I do like the aspect of that you respect the elders, right? But a bad aspect of it is you respect people with money. Because the logic over there is if you have money, then you're successful. And you're successful because you're smart. So that person needs to be heard. You should never question what that person says. This is a kind of mentality that the society has. And even though there's like people that will complain about that, like go, this is crazy. Look at all the corruption in the top or whatever. When the problem is I would sympathize with that and go, oh, they should rebel and blah blah blah. But when you go to Korean society, you realize that even though they're complainers, even the most basic bottom person, like let's say a teenager, he pretty much doesn't really have much say, right? He's young, he doesn't have much money. But when he's in a position of power, he will take advantage of it. Like for example, like this teenager is complaining, this society is crazy. You have to have money to be respected. Whatever the adults say, even if it's wrong, you have to follow it. Like literally, that's what the adults will tell you. It doesn't matter if I'm wrong. You just do what I say. That's their logic, and everybody will agree over there, And but even this teenager will complain because life is so miserable and hard, and they want things to change, but they'll order like jjajangmyeon, and this guy takes 20 minutes to deliver it instead of 15 minutes. He is gonna blow a fuse because in that situation, that person is in a position of service to him. So I also can't blame that person because that's how they do it. Like Koreans are very aggressive. So instead of like trying to channel that anger and trying to change society, the way that the society sort of runs right now and is like acceptive is that they will channel that anger and frustration on somebody who is below them. So that's why like Korean society isn't really changing. And I can't really sympathize with the people that are saying it's so hard because at first I did. I'm like, darn, I want to do something and I want to change this. I want to be a voice. But I realized the moment that they're in a position of power, they're also not willing to listen to others. It's a completely different culture, and it's the whole education system. And I know this because I have Korean parents who trained me one way, and I know exactly what they expect of me. And I had an education in an American system where I know everything is completely different. And I also, when I was in Africa, I lived in a dorm with American dorm parents. So I've experienced two types of families, which many Koreans haven't. They only know how one family functions, but I know how an American family functions. And there is no way in hell an American would ever be able to sympathize or understand the Korean culture. It's so completely different. And it is far more extreme than any other Asian culture. I mean, that Asian cultures are pretty subservient to elders and they got a Confucius thing going on. But aside from the Japanese, I think the Japanese are pretty Confucius too. But I don't know too many Japanese, but I would say Koreans are the most Confucius like kind of society. It will just blow your mind. You have to just be in Korea and live there for a while to understand it. You could be in a bubble, the foreigner bubble over there too, and never actually see the real thing that's happening in Korea. But yeah, that's just how it is. And that's why like a lot of my Korean subscribers can relate to what I say. And you know, I'm really open to talking about this. And I particularly have a soft spot for all those Korean Americans and and Asian Americans in general. I mean, I don't think it's as extreme as Koreans, but I know Asian, even Vietnamese Americans and stuff experience what I'm saying to a certain degree. And I mean, there are certain Koreans that aren't this extreme. Their families are quite Americanized and stuff. But you know, I know how it is. So I sort of have a soft spot for them, and I always want to encourage them to yeah, particularly think outside the box. Work experience is better than GPA for USA. Absolutely. Okay, then I was talking about you specifically. No problem. So you don't have the balls to fall in love with someone your family wouldn't approve of? No. It's not that I wouldn't have the balls to fall in love with someone that my family wouldn't approve of. It's just I'm practical. Like, let's say I can choose this person or this person. At this point, I'm not discriminating because I don't know either of these people. I can only choose one person. So why would I choose someone that my family wouldn't approve of? I would choose and meet with this person. Now, if there is only 2 people and that's and I had to meet both of them and I had to choose who I liked, let's say this is a person that I like more, but my family doesn't approve of it. I would have the balls to just go with this person, right? I mean, I shouldn't even have to explain this. My girlfriend isn't a Korean Christian. So you guys know that I would choose a person that ultimately I like. But that's not how life is. Life gives you choices. Like, you know, you only have so much time. So I play Tinder. I swipe all these girls. And I only have time to meet one girl. I don't know any of them. So at this point, I don't discriminate, right? But I do know it's going to be particularly tough with this girl. Not only why would I even want to put this girl through the trouble of dealing with my family and the what's it called? The issues that will come with marrying into my family. You know? Well, if it's like, unless I already knew this person and I knew I loved her and she loved me, you know? Now, if I didn't have a choice, like, meaning there were no additional choices, there was only one girl to meet, then I would meet her. And if I loved her, then, you know, I would be completely open to this girl that, hey, these are going to be the hardships you're going to experience, you know. I don't want you to go through it if you don't want to. I'd probably say that right up front, you know, like towards the beginning. Like, you know, it's going to be an issue. It's not that I'm not going to try to protect you or stand up for you, but still, you're going to have an issue with it. You guys need to really watch that channel. It's quite interesting. This guy documents, and like the mom goes crazy, and the father is actually the reasonable person in here trying to like mediate between them. But then they say some of the most ridiculous things, and you as a Westerner it wouldn't make sense to you, but as a Korean I totally understand it. It's like, this is exactly what my parents say. Like, he's like, I know your mother is wrong, but this is how she has been for the last 40 years of her life. Who am I to tell her that she is even wrong? Like, this is like very like common like things that Koreans would say. Like, you don't correct someone because that's just how they are, even if they are wrong. I know they're wrong. You just gotta do the wrong thing because she's your mother. Like, this is like this is it's nonsense to a Westerner. So yeah, no such thing as falling in love. Cohabitation, legal marriage is only a relatively new thing. Oh man, look at this guy, folding limb. I like it. Thinking outside the box. How about the Seawall ferry incident? Oh my gosh, don't you know? I honestly don't know enough about that particular incident, but I saw this documentary on it. Oh my gosh, that is like corruption to the highest level of the government, and something is seriously wrong. It was a wake up call for a lot of Koreans, like saying something is wrong with our society. That was a wake up call to them. But you go to Korea, and honestly, people have sort of forgotten about it because, you know, like I think it's sort of like everywhere. It's not that they haven't forgotten about it, but I feel like they're not tackling the root issues. Koreans are very confident about this idea that elders and people in power should be respected. It's something that's ingrained into probably their DNA by now, and it comes from Confucianism. And I'm not saying Confucianism is bad. It's probably what made Asia and China one of the more like advanced civilizations early on, because they said you need to do a government test to get a high post in government, and we want to credit knowledge over just brute strength. Those are the people that should rule, and the elders should be respected and be taken care of, etc. These are all values I actually agree with. But in the modern age, it doesn't translate quite well, because in capitalism, being rich isn't necessarily because you are smart or wise. In a capitalist society, which Korea is now, being rich comes from the fact that you have money. Or, number two, sometimes you can get lucky. Now, some people are wise and know how to manage their money. But it also doesn't mean they know how to manage a family, right? Or they're the best people in position to say how a society should be run. But in Korea, all of these concepts go together because it's Confucianism. People who are older are always right. And then number two, maybe even number one, is people with money and power are always right, because they're the wisest. Because back in the Confucius era, like in the days, you would have to take a test to get the highest government post. So those were the wiser people. I mean, of course, there was corruption back then too. That's why there was issues, because the people in power wouldn't, teach the people not in power, so they would never have power, even though maybe they had the capacity to be wise. Anyways, it's getting too in depth, but there is that is something that's very particular about Korean society. I don't even want to say that is the issue, but it's a common theme that comes up when an American psychiatrist or an American case study person that tries to analyze why a plane crash or whatever keeps coming up. You'll keep hearing it. Korea is a very patriarch society. It's like their culture, and people don't want to say that because it seems racist. Something is wrong because of your culture. If you say that sounds very, very racist. So people don't say that. But I guess, it's even hard for me to say it, because if another Korean from Korea heard it, they would say, even though I'm a Korean, why would I want to, I'm a Korean American. Why would I want to diss on my own race? So you would think that I'm being unbiased. But a Korean from Korea, is probably gonna say I'm a racist Korean American who is you know, saying bad things about his country and stuff. So, and then they would shut me down and hate me. So, like, I don't even want to really talk about it. Quite frankly, maybe they're right. I'm not in a position to critique Korea. It's Korea can just deal with their problems. I'm sure they know best. All I know is that I'm much happier with my culture, with my upbringing, with the way I think in Thailand. The culture here is completely different. So that is something I can definitively say. I'm much happier out here than being in Korean society. Not because I think Korean society is bad, it just is not compatible with the way I think, which will be very clear to even a Korean who might be listening to this and hating what I'm saying, because they'd be hating it because obviously I'm not compatible with them, you know. So that's just something I realized while living there for a bit. But at the same time, I gotta say, like, this has benefits. Korea must be the most efficient country in the world I've ever gone to. It is the only place in the world I feel like I am stupid. They are they're so fast and efficient at everything. Mayu says Japan's better, but
I don't say better, but it's
much faster and more convenient. I would have to check. But Koreans can do it at a better price point, I think. That matters to me. Like in Japan, maybe the subway systems are better, but you're paying like 10 times more. In Korea, you pay only like $1 and you get into the most efficient like transportation system. And that is also a credit to that culture, like top-down management approach. Everything gets done fast and efficiently. If the top guy tells you to do something, you do it. You don't really ask questions, you know? And they're very hardworking. So there's pros and cons to this, you know? So I'm not saying that Korean society is bad. I definitely enjoy it when I go there. It's just I'm not compatible with it. That's what I'm saying. I could never bring an Asian or white guy to my parents. I totally understand. The world is so sad. I mean, you could, but if you had the choice, you wouldn't. I mean, why put... Not because you're being selfish and you don't have the balls. It's like, why would you put the other person through the racism and bigotry that they'll have to experience? You know? You wouldn't. If you had the choice, you would pick one that isn't. Now, if you didn't have a choice, you already fell in love and you like somebody, then that's a decision you two can make. You know, should we move forward with this or not? By the way, guys, just for the record, my parents love Mayu. So I'm not saying that it's like that. With like, as you get older and your parents have less faith in you probably being able to get married and stuff, and they have this idea, oh, this guy's probably never gonna get married, they're probably gonna have a more open idea. Because probably the only thing that's worse to a Korean parent than his son marrying someone of not their approval is not marrying at all. Okay, let's see, let's keep going. I live in California and plan to retire in Thailand with $1,500 a month. Can't I live comfortably in Bangkok? Excluding beer and girls, of course. Understand our parents from Asia are control freaks. Fong Mike. Did you ask me this question again? Everybody keeps asking me about this 1,500. Yes, 1,500 should be more than enough, buddy. Now, that 1,500 should be based on, I'm guessing, a pension. Hopefully that is inflation cost adjusted, because inflation is relatively high over here too. So 1,500 for the rest of your life, that is, like, I'm going to be very analytical and say that is relative to how long you plan on having that 1,500 stay 1,500. If it's for like the next 10-20 years, you should be fine. But if it's any longer than that, you definitely should have that adjusted for inflation. College graduates don't have much work experience, and even the GPA is not a big deal. But being smart and knowledgeable about your field of study can and should be a big deal. Yeah, I agree. And I would say it also depends on what field it is. Like, for example, working at a bank. We would love someone with a finance degree. But having coached new bankers, I would say their academic knowledge is less important than their street knowledge of how to sell or talk to somebody. So if I had the choice of hiring a super pretty girl that can convince a guy to pretty much do anything or buy anything, and a guy with an MBA but super nervous and can't talk to people, I would hire the super pretty girl that can convince any guy to buy anything. That's a far more important skill in banking, although technically it is a finance job. That's I'm speaking that from experience. That's how we hired, and that's how our managers hired. But if now it's so competitive, like you will have so many applications, we can only see half of them. So then they'll just say, you have to have an MBA for us to even interview you. But when we're actually interviewing, that's the main criteria we're looking for. Who is able to talk well, convince somebody, like, and of what, like influence people. Anyways, giving you guys banking secrets. Do you know that Ethan is ethnic Korean and his girlfriend is Japanese? Love. Marriages are just financial contracts. Samsung is not being developed in Korea. Yeah, relatively true, but Samsung still uses Korean engineers. John Ross, yes, and his family approve of her. So if his family didn't approve of her, then he will not be with her. John, buddy, you're way too extreme. One thing you should know is I'm not a very black and white guy. It's all relative. And things aren't, I can't give you simple, would I be with her or not be with her? No, not really. As you can see, even if they didn't approve of her, I would still be with her. Because the whole reason that I talked about this stemmed from the fact that I said that I have the courage to not do what my parents say. I think the thing that they disapprove of more right now is my current lifestyle, which is a bigger disapproval, which I'm not adhering to. So them not approving of the girlfriend or whatever, actually they probably don't even care as much right now. Their focus is on my lifestyle. But I sort of know with the way they are, if I give in to one thing, then they're never content. If I just agreed and did everything they want, they'll probably go to the point where they start nitpicking about how I eat my food. I should be using my spoon more than my chopstick. Like, I'm not kidding you. That's what they do. This is like what I've experienced. They literally do nitpick about, you should be using the spoon more than your chopstick, because they'll have like weird logic. Like, if you use your chopstick more, you're perceived as someone who is very nitpicky. So use your spoon more, and it also will give you more luck or something like that. I think that was my grandpa. Koreans have all these weird logics, what's it called? Superstitions. Are Japanese people very superstitious? I think they are too, right? Right? Yeah, Japanese people. Asian people have a lot of these superstitions. Like, if the more influenced by Chinese culture. I think this comes from Chinese culture. Because I noticed that a lot of the superstitions are the same. Like, number 8 being a lucky number, things like that. It's also the same in Korea. Goodness, was you even listening to the convo? Stop talking to me, dude. You're lost. Okay. Anyways, let's keep going on. Hello from Ratchet Soy 19 again. I'm the most non-traditional Korean. I've done whatever I want to do since I can remember. Awesome, bro. That's good. Um, and yeah, I know that's not easy. And I'll be honest with you and say a long part of my life, I like, as this other guy said, I didn't have the balls to not listen to my father or parents. I mean, it's not like simply like completely not listening to them. I still rebelled, but in hindsight, I don't think I rebelled enough. It like during that time, like when I decided to, like, you know, when my parents said, "I'm gonna disown you if you have a Vietnamese girlfriend," and you know, I packed up my stuff and left home because my dad said get out in 24 hours, you know, and I had to crash at my friend's house and try to find an apartment to live in like 48 hours. I thought I was pretty rebellious, but in hindsight, I feel like I wasn't rebellious enough, you know. So this is all pretty relative. Like, so I don't know where this guy is coming from, right? Maybe he's far more rebellious than I am. But just be aware that's the level of rebellion that I had, which I think I wasn't rebellious enough. So that's why all of this stuff is sort of relative, you know, like if someone's like, have your parents ever told you, I will disown you, get out of my house in 24 hours, and you're only like in college, and have you had the balls to say, I think you're being racist, I will? If you can, then yeah, you definitely had more balls than I did. Alright, I've seen the channel. Love over family. Okay, wait, what channel is this? Just logged on, and thanks for having a soft spot for me. Alright, Mayu is funny. Ethan, very, very deep, thoughtful thinking about culture, your past, where you come from, and about people in general. That's why I like listening to you and hearing your comments. Thanks, buddy. And that means a lot because, Jack, you're an older guy, and you know, who am I to say? I'm sure your life experiences are far greater than me, and I'm humbled that you find my point of view even worthwhile listening to. Like, I'm not I'm just a normal guy. I'm just sharing you my experience. I've definitely made mistakes in the past. Have I, like, there's times I still wonder, did I make the right choices, you know? Now I don't wonder about it anymore because I feel that I've wasted too much time wondering if something was the right choice over doing what I should be doing and prioritizing in my life. So it is very possible a lot of the choices I'm making right now are wrong. But I also feel like it's irrelevant because what's more important is that you're doing more things correctly and that you're not spending as much time dwelling on your insecurities as to whether or not you're making the right choice or not, debating it with other people. You know, it gets you nowhere, and you'll always be sort of insecure. That's what I think. So lately I've been just sort of focusing on trying to do what I think is right. Trying to do sometimes not even what is right or wrong. Like lately I've been humbled so much by life. I don't even want to consider what is right or wrong. I just sort of, I think I can only claim to know what will make me happy or not happy. If I can just make myself happy, that's probably the best I can do. You know? Because there are many times I've done something that I thought was right, and then I take a step back, and I realize how many people it's hurt. And even when I do it with good intentions, how more people think I've done it with ill intentions, that it makes you wonder, like, geez, why should I even be doing anything at all? So when a lot of the older guys that I talk to give me advice, hey Ethan, don't worry too much about what other people think, just do what makes you happy and stuff. There was a point in my life I thought that was super irresponsible advice, you know, and I'm going, you know, these people probably just didn't have a good upbringing. But now I remember those advice and all the people who've given me those advice, that, oh Ethan, you just think too much sometimes. I think, you know, you're a good guy, just do what makes you happy, you deserve it. When like, that was probably like the best advice I gotten in the past, which I chose to ignore, because like, I was arrogant and thought, you know, what do you mean just do what makes me happy? I should be doing what is right. And when I've realized that many of the things that I did because I thought was right was actually wrong, had the worst results, made everybody unhappy, made people even perceive what I was doing was ill-intended, I'm like, what was the point of me doing any of this at all? I mean, at least if I did something that made me happy, even if other people were hating me for it, I could say, oh, at least I had some fun out of it. But it's like, I would do things and I wouldn't even enjoy doing it, but I did it because I thought it was right. And people didn't appreciate it. And it didn't have a good result for me. Or even for my image. Then it's like freaking depressing. So I guess life's humbled me enough now where I don't even want to claim I know what is right or wrong. I just do what makes me happy. And I just do what I hope will make other people happy. So that's why I keep saying I'm super duper humbled. It's the biggest compliment I can get when somebody says they watch my videos and they're happy. It makes them smile. I can't really wish or hope to do anything more than that. You know, and I'm afraid to do any more because I don't want to lead you down the wrong path. Because quite frankly, I don't know either what is right or wrong. Who knows? Maybe a big tsunami is gonna come over and wipe out Bangkok, and everybody here is gonna die next year. And I would have been the idiot telling everybody to come out to Bangkok. I would be wrong then. But I don't know. So I'm not gonna claim I know what is right or wrong. Like, I hope you don't, like, if you feel that there's an agenda to my videos, then it certainly wasn't intended. The only agenda I have is just to entertain you and share my experience, you know? And if you feel like, if you're internalizing that and you think I'm telling you to do something, that's you. Which I can relate could happen, because if I was watching my videos with how I was back in the days, I would get a different message than, you know, if I was watching it now with myself now. So I can't really solution for all of that. So I stopped thinking too much about what is right or wrong. How are people gonna interpret what I do? It's like, that's impossible. There's so many different perceptions out there, but the only thing I can, you know, hope to accomplish is hopefully I can entertain someone and bring them a little bit of happiness and joy, because I don't think that could ever be bad. And if there is one agenda that I will push through, it's like having the courage to do what you want, what makes you happy. That's it. So I guess there is a little agenda. That's like the only agenda I mean, that's something that I don't try to do, but it's always subconsciously in my head that there isn't a way I could really hide that agenda. But I think that's something that I can I don't think there's enough in this world. Now, I mean, there could always be too much of anything, even that. If you're just doing what makes you happy at the cost of everybody else, that's not a good thing, you know. No, you should be conscious, but you should also know that not everyone is gonna be happy with your choices, even if it doesn't make you happy. That's my own life experience. Even if you try to do what is right and it doesn't make you happy, people are still not gonna like your decisions. So you might as well do something that's gonna make you happy, because if you're gonna be the bad guy, you might as well be the bad guy that is happy, not the miserable, depressed guy going, why do I even do anything? Because I'm not happy, other people are not happy with me. You know, then that's pretty bad, you know. So hopefully there are wiser people out there that make content on how to make people perceive you great and also make yourself happy. But unfortunately, I'm not smart enough to do that, so all I focus on is just how to have a little fun. Simple. Alright, I think it's funny, the Google Samsung job USA. If you are engineering, you understand that phones and etc. are being developed in Northern Cal. Yeah. Yeah, that's great. I think you're right, John. As a matter of fact, one of our close family friends is the VP of R&D for Samsung, so I'm aware of this. Samsung has a lot of problems with R&D. Why? Because R&D requires free thinking. So they've invested in R&D in America. But I don't know what point you're trying to make. What I said Samsung was very good at is getting other technology and mass producing and making it more efficient, cheaper, and better. That's where they are. That's why they are where they are. Not necessarily because of the innovation. Lately, the innovation is good because how could you not? You're the biggest electronics manufacturer in the world. If you throw a ton of money at something, you're gonna get a little bit of something back, even if it's not as much as another company. But I don't know what the point is. But okay, are the food and drink sold at restaurant and malls safe in Thailand? Quality in Vietnam? There are so many news and alarms on chemicals and MSG applied in food. Cause serious health issue. As far as Thailand, okay, first of all, guys, there's gonna be so many thoughts about MSG. Some people are gonna swear MSG is horrible for you and gonna kill you if you eat so much of it. But Japanese people invented MSG. Japanese people use MSG in their foods quite a bit. And Japanese people probably live the longest in the world, and one of the main attributors to that is their diet. So I don't think it's that bad. Maybe it is bad, but it's not. There's probably worse stuff. Are we gonna be able to avoid chemicals in our foods? It's gonna be tough. I personally am more afraid of the growth hormones that they use in American animals than MSG. That's just my own personal thing. Who knows? I might die earlier than you guys. But like, this is like a rabbit hole. Like, what food should you eat? I mean, even like, what is better for the environment? Like, there's a balance to everything. Just eat everything in moderation. But quite frankly, I'm not in a position to choose. I just buy what is affordable to me, what is the healthiest choice to me at that moment, you know? So yeah, but food safety is relatively good out here. When I went to Vietnam, I didn't think it was too bad, but lately, I haven't been there for like 2 years. Lately, I've heard from my Vietnamese friends, though, that they are copying a lot of the Chinese methods for food production. Like, just even in injecting, like, you know, my friends were talking to some of the people there, and they said they had jobs. So this isn't just like propaganda. Like, this is confirmed from people who've worked in these industries. They will inject like chemicals into the tree or the fruits themselves directly, which will like help the fruits retain their colors better. They will inject like something to like plump up the meat. So they're doing a lot of these practices, you know. I don't know too much about Thailand, but if you eat KFC chicken in America and you eat KFC chicken here in Thailand, I think you will realize that there's probably less chemicals out here. It just that was one of my mind-blowing experiences. I'm like, "Oh, this is how chicken is supposed to taste like," you know? So I think it's all right. It's not too bad. But I'm not honestly in a position to be buying all the organic vegetables and stuff. It's too expensive. You know, if I had the money, just like America out here, they have tons of options for organic vegetables. Like, they got everything. They got your vegan foods. They even got halal foods. So if you have the money and the patience to shop in the correct places, and like the discipline to always source your food and have a supply of food, you know, at all times, 3 meals a day or whatever, however many times you eat, then pretty much everything is going to be available for you out here. You know, I can go to Gourmet Market and get oysters sourced from Norway, or I can have my choice of New Zealand or Australian Wagyu beef. Like, everything is available out here if you have the money for it. I was talking about the channel where the parents are busting their son's hump about who he should date, or something like that. Sounds like a whole lot of... Yeah, that channel is so... He's not just dating her. This channel that I saw, he married her. And it wasn't just issues from his Korean parents. You can obviously sense there's issues from the Muslim parents too, of the bride. It is unfortunate that it is fortunate that he found love, because first of all, I don't think it's easy to find true love. So I don't want to discount that. First of all, it is very fortunate that he found someone he loved and someone who loves you back. There's nothing more greater in the world than that, I think. But it's unfortunate that the person you love is not someone that's approved or blessed by your family. They don't deserve that, you know? Does that mean they should break up? Hell no. They love each other, you know? And it's hard to find someone that loves you and you love them. That's my point of view. But yeah, when I watched that video, like their vlogs, it's like I could relate to a lot of it and go, well, now I don't feel too bad. This guy is going through even more hell than I did, you know? So I guess this, like, or sometimes I'm watching it and going, I guess this is what would have happened if I decided, if I fell in love with a black Muslim girl, you know? I'm certainly not jealous of him, because luckily I love, you know, Mayu, who my parents do approve, you know? So I feel blessed and fortunate, you know? This, like, I hope you guys aren't over-interpreting this and going like, well, does that mean that you're not gonna, like, have the balls to stand up? Like, I don't know where you get that from what I just said right now. But, yeah. how did you like the Khao Yai area? I have to go to bed now. Yeah, definitely, Benz. Thanks for staying up, bro. And yeah, appreciate all the support. We're moving back to Thailand in 2 months. We have a friend that will move back as well. Her husband is Korean. That's great. How do you like Khao Yai area? My honest summary of Khao Yai is that the attractions are overrated, but the relaxing atmosphere is underrated. If we ever go back again, we would probably do what we did in Phuket. I mean, if you watch our Phuket vlog, you'll notice we don't really do a lot of the touristy stuff because we already did it on our first visit. When we went to Phuket, we just stayed at the resort and relaxed. We did one touristy stuff because, I mean, we're still vloggers, so we want to show you something new, which was we went to that airplane, like, takeoff and landing place to take pictures and stuff. But yeah, I mean, we couldn't get ourselves to do all the touristy stuff, even though we wanted to. We know it's good for the vlog, because we know what that place is about. It's to relax, you know. So, and eat the great breakfast buffet. But Khao Yai is really relaxing. There is this calming energy that you get from mountains. I don't think beaches are that relaxing, quite honestly. It's a lot of activity. You hear psh, like everyone's gonna have different opinion of this, you know. But beaches are humid, hot, a lot of energy. You'll hear like people, you know, laughing and music. In a mountain resort, that doesn't really. It's less of that. It's like you just see a plain, like, and you see a mountain, and it's so calming. To me, that's just, when I look at it, like, I have a different energy coming from that, and it really calms me down. It was perfect for right after Songkran, because Songkran was just so hectic. It's not that I don't like it. If you see our Songkran series, you see I'm enjoying it, having a blast, going to all the parties. But it was certainly like a nice change of pace to completely chill me out, so that I can, you know, high energy, low energy, come back here and do this. So it was good. It was good. But feeding the alpacas, oh my gosh. That was so cute. You guys have to feed the alpacas. I don't want to say everybody has to. Some of you guys might not enjoy it, but at least for me, they're so cute. They're like my favorite animals. MSG, sometimes there's a difference in how it's used. Japanese will sprinkle a little bit in soy sauce. Thai people will take a large spoonful and throw it in your noodle dish. Not good for me. I completely agree. And that's probably why I don't eat a lot of Thai food. I mean, MSG may not be too bad in moderation, but it couldn't be good for you if you took a lot, because it'll dehydrate you. It's like a salt, right? I'm not sure the exact chemical compound, but at least to me, it acts like salt. So it's like equivalent to eating a lot of salt. Like, yeah, a little bit of salt seasoning, is that bad for you? Probably not. But if you put like 2 spoonfuls of it and you drink that, like, too much of anything is bad. So, yeah, that's probably one of the main reasons I'm very sensitive to salt. Like a lot of things. I'm sensitive to a lot of things. My stomach isn't good. So, that's probably why, you know, me and Mayu, we cook a lot at home. We try to eat a lot of vegetables. Yeah. Is it very late over there? Thank you for all your vlogs. Very good information on my homeland. It sort of is. I have to wrap up. I said I would wrap up 1 hour 40 minutes ago. Thinking I would wrap up in 1 hour. Okay, once I get through all these questions, I'm gonna say goodbye, guys. I'm sorry, I have to. Love to meet you and Mayu in July. I'll be in Bangkok for a month from California. Yeah, definitely. If we have, if we can meet, we definitely will. You'll probably end up meeting us in Rama 9, like most of the other vloggers. I mean, the other meetups, because that's like the only reliable time we'll ever be really out. Usually on Wednesdays, watching a movie and getting a massage. Do you know anyone with non-teaching jobs in Thailand? As a matter of fact, most of the people I know don't have teaching jobs. But that, I don't want, see that this, I don't want to say that because that will mislead, that might be misleading to make you think that it's easy to get a non-teaching job. Reason why I know more people with non-teaching jobs is, how do I say this? I'm sort of in a bubble. So obviously there's a lot of non-teaching jobs and a lot of people in certain professions such as like, you know, software engineering or whatever, they tend to come out here a lot. And it's easier for them to move out here. So they are out here. That's why I know a lot of people with non-teaching jobs. But that isn't to say there's a lot of people in non-teaching jobs because there's more of that available than teaching jobs. I don't know if I'm explaining this correct. But I hope that, like, it's not to say it's easy to find a non-teaching job. Okay? I just know more of those people because the people with non-teaching jobs are out here. I hope that makes sense. Wait, what channel is this? I just thought, wait, I'm seeing this again. I went up. Okay. Love to meet. Okay, I see you guys are all typing in the comment because I said I would wrap it up when I get through it. Oh my gosh. I teach both adults and children. How does their lifestyle compare? Does it? Oh. Their lifestyles are pretty similar, but people with non-teaching jobs generally make more money, so they just spend more money. Like like the frequency of them going to nicer restaurants or nicer vacations is more, but generally they have the same lifestyle. There's, you know, it's a 9 to 5 kind of job. All right. What's the channel's name? The one with the Muslim wife and the Korean guy. I think it's something called like Love Withstanding or Love Notwithstanding. Something like that. I can't remember off the top of my head. Just like search Korean guy marries Blasian girl. Blasian. That's like a term. Blasian, like black and Asian. So BLA Jin, I think. Korean guy, Blasian girl. They're probably the top search. Like their video is quite popular. Are you staying on 1-year working visa? I heard stories of foreigners abused on education or working visas so they can stay in Thailand long term. Thank you for informative videos. Yeah, I'm on 1-year visas. I'm not really abused, but I've heard those stories too. And I've even heard of those stories from teachers who come to my school from other schools because they were getting abused. So I was fortunate to find a pretty good job, you know. So these kinds of things I take for granted. But I've heard that they do exist out there. So just make sure if you're working for someone, they get you set up with a work permit and do everything legit for you. If they don't, there's tons of English teaching jobs out here, so just switch your job, please. Hey, Ethan, could you and Maya help me take a biz to Korea and Japan? Take my biz. Not sure. We have sort of our hands full with this vlog thing. you know, if I can just like comment on it and help you out a little bit or give you some advice on it, I will. But it's like I can't. Sounds very like like involving. What's the channel? Okay. It is my lunchtime here. I'll be in Thailand for 4 weeks from end of February. Be great if we could meet up. Yeah, definitely. You know, you guys, if you're ever out here, feel free to hit me up. It's probably easier to message me on Instagram or Facebook, which is also LiveTravelAsia. I have friend moved back home BKK working remotely as software developer. Yeah, there's a lot of software developers out here, and e-commerce guys. I probably have more software developer e-commerce friends than teachers. There's a lot of digital nomads in Thailand. Yep, absolutely. I'm developing an app called Thailand 4.0. Would like to take it to Korea. What? Peanuts. LOL. Thailand 4.0? That's the new initiative for Thailand. That would be cool. I mean, I definitely wish you success, but I'll be honest with you, I don't know too much about setting up businesses in Thailand, much less Korea. So, I don't know what help I could be. I'll be honest with you there. Yeah. So, I could tell you that business in Korea is just as... It's not just as. Actually, I can't even compare between Thailand and Korea because I've never opened businesses in Thailand and Korea. But having done business with Koreans and living in Thailand, I can tell you there's probably no other country in the world, aside maybe from like Germany or England, that is very contractual based like America. You know, everything there's pitfalls if you come with that mindset. So not having business experience out here, I would be very cautious to advise you on anything in regards to that. So yeah, that's the only input I can provide for you. But I definitely wish you the best. And there's far more qualified people in those areas than me, I'm sure. So I just hope you find a great person. But I'll help in whatever way I can. Just if there's any like cultural input you want me to, you know, say or whatever, hop on these live streams and ask away. Never do business with Koreans, especially if you're Korean. Have you heard that one before? I will say it is quite difficult. I used to do business with Koreans quite a lot. Oh my gosh. It's so different than doing business with Americans. I never say never, but if I had the choice, I know I'm far more compatible doing business with an American than with a Korean. That's for sure. And I would do business with American, not because, again, I'm racist and I would discriminate against Koreans, but if I had the choice to do one or the other, I would just do one that I'm more compatible with, which is American, because I'm just more used to their style of doing business. Korean, doing business with a Korean, I mean, I've learned how to do business with Koreans. I'm probably, it helped me. It was a character building process, and I'm happy I've had the experience. But if, you know, I am to do something I am the best at, I still would do business with Americans. Alright guys, I finally caught up with all the comments. I said I would respond to all of them, and I have. So I feel like I've kept my word. Which is a very American thing, I think. If I say I'm gonna do something, I'll do something. Alright, guys. So, again, thank you so much for watching the video, and thank you so much for subscribing to the channel, loving my videos. I cannot put into words, so that's why I'm just repeating that. That's the best I can do with my inability to express. I really hope you enjoy the videos that I have planned. I don't think I completely answered that question. I got sidetracked, but I'll be doing the street walk videos I explained in detail in the beginning. And I am still thinking about doing an interview series. So the street walk videos, I think there's still a lot of neighborhoods and places of interest that I can show you and add value to your trips out here. So that's gonna it's a lot of videos still. That may even last until the end of this year before I start having to think of new material. But once I up my videography skills, I certainly would like to introduce to you more intimate parts, thoughts, and lives of expats and locals living here in Bangkok. I'm really interested in that personal story, not only just for you, but I want to also use this experience to learn more about Thai people and other expats living out here, and ask them about their own personal experiences and their points of views on many of the popular topics that come up. And on that, I don't think I would ever run out of material. There's just so many interesting people out here, so many interesting points of views. I think that's where I want to move towards. And we will always cover, if there's a new event, new interesting foods or whatever, we will always cover that as well. That's like we've always been doing. So and those tend to be popular vlogs. And as a result of this live stream and the comments I've been getting, I will make an effort to cover more about the condo buying experience. Although you may realize why I'm hesitant to do it, because when I do these condo videos, I get a lot of people thinking that I'm pushing you guys to buy condos out here, although that's really not my intention. Like, I tried to tell you guys to be out here, stay a year, live here before you buy the condos, but since you're gonna buy the condos anyways, regardless of what I say, I would rather you not make terrible mistakes and be better informed. That's where I'm coming from when I make these condo videos. But unfortunately, that's not how it's perceived by everybody. So I've been sort of hesitant to do them, but you guys have motivated me to try to pursue that again. So I will. I'll do a couple more and see how I feel about it in the comments I get. So if you guys have, by the way, if you have any other interesting topics that you're interested in, please definitely comment below. One thing that, I'm pretty much game to do anything. The one thing that I don't really try to cover is the how do you say, the night industries. Not necessarily because I'm against people, doing what they do and making adult choices. You're free to do whatever you want. And I am no saint when it comes to that. But it's because I just feel that there are just proportionately there's a lot of content around that topic, and because of that proportion, in some way I feel like it skews the overall view of Thailand to be like a nightlife centered type of like country, when my general experience and the main reasons that I choose to live in Thailand and that I enjoy Thailand is not because of that. So that's why I'm trying to balance out the overall voice out there with by not trying to cover those, you know. So yeah, other than that, just, you know, feel free to comment, and I'll definitely do that. Even just, you know, little questions, even if I've already answered it before, I'll go over it in my live streams. And just as a reminder, guys, click that bell notification, because you will not get a notification from my channel, as my channel is probably a lot smaller than the bigger channels you're subscribed to. So they usually, you know, send the notifications for the other ones. You have to do the bell notification to be notified whenever I do the video. And I will be switching my gaming channel to just a general streaming channel. So sometimes I will game because, you know, I'm trying to multitask. So if me and Maya are playing a game, I'm more than willing to chat with people while I do that, which will allow me to provide more content than if I only uploaded when I was free to just do these kinds of vlogs, where I just sit in front and talk. So sometimes I will game, but I decided to just do a general streaming content because a lot of the things I have planned, such as like, you know, talking about the kinds of food we eat, talking about the ingredients we use, and giving you our food eating reactions, and also having like a casual conversation with you guys. And yeah, I have a lot of these weird like streaming ideas. So it's not necessarily all gaming. So I'll just change it into a general streaming channel. So you guys can check that out and subscribe to it. You won't see a lot of streams on there because when I stream, I usually delete the live streams a day after. So you have to be on there with a bell notification to get that. And something that I really would like to grow, but it's been discouraging me a lot, is my travel channel. So I noticed when I surveyed, half the people said that they weren't really interested in my non-Thailand related travel content. So I thought it'd be just better to create a separate channel to do my non-Thailand related travel content on there. But I've only have like, you know, not even half of my, definitely not a half, not even a third, not even a tenth of my subscribers have subscribed to my like non-travel channel. And I think my last video only got like 50 views or something. So it's like super demotivating. So yeah, guys, I have another travel channel that I will try to post on my future non-Thailand related travel videos on. So if you can give me a little love there, would really be appreciated. If I do, then after the Taiwan series, I plan on doing like if we go to Singapore, the Singapore series. And I still have a ton of extra content from when I went to Korea, such as when I went into like the countryside area to stay with my grandparents, and then I traveled to Jeonju and stuff like that. I still haven't had time to edit those and put it up. And it's probably because I'm not motivated to do it, because it seems like it doesn't get a lot of views when I do. So I've been focusing on the stuff that I know, you know, you guys are more interested in. But if you give me a little bit more love there, then those videos may come out. Alright, whatever case, I hope you guys have an amazing week. Man, am I not staying true to my word if I don't respond to all the comments that have happened with that monologue? I feel bad if I don't. Okay, so let me see. Hopefully there's not too much. Okay. Oh my gosh. Are they self-employed or working for companies, e-commerce or software engineer peeps? Half and half. Some of them are self-employed. Some of them are remote workers out of companies based on all over the world, but mainly Americans. Never do business. Okay. Have you heard that one before? Good night. Good night. Good night. Good live stream. All best to New Year, you and Mayu. Thank you so much. Hi, is this where I order pizza? Alright, buddy. Thank you, Ethan. You are a very nice guy. Ah, thanks, buddy. I appreciate that. You guys are the reason why I keep vlogging. And the reason I'm most thankful for this year. So, bye-bye, guys.